Hey guys, Night Ops here, and we are back with some more Hearts of Iron 4, where we are playing the Old World Blues mod, Fallout mod. So, we're almost done with this episode. I thought last episode was going to be probably the end, but it took us a little longer to get through it. Mostly because a lot of the lore reading, but I don't know, this one might? Don't take my word for it, because like I said, I thought the last one might have been, but that also wasn't the case. I have decided that we'll be playing House in the next playthrough, Mr. House. Oh. As any country deploy a nuke, I unpaused for a second and that popped. Was that for the thing out here that we did? And was that just bugged when it happened? Huh. Because it technically didn't, or unless maybe it's doing the mini nuke thing and that was bugged. I don't know, that was weird. I'm a little confuzzled on that. Okay. That is these guys. I actually don't know where these guys are. Okay, they're in Florida. But yeah, sorry, I didn't release a video yesterday because I had messed up my sleep. And so I was trying to fix my sleep schedule yesterday. Because I had like a full 2 weeks where I had the perfect sleep schedule. And then it just ended up getting messed up and I just needed to fix it. That was one of the reasons why my videos were coming out later than earlier, as they were. This was one that I wanted to go as every man a car, because there's an event for the open road, and I actually want to see what that does. And then we get a lot of free infrastructure out of here, and I want to look at that railway construction that we get. Because technically we're building roads, and that's kind of looked like railways. So in the halls of the Odious Kings, this is the Odious Kings territory, the Warren Washington Brotherhood, none of them were crazy enough to take on the flesh forest of Oregon. Of course, none of them were so crazy as the Enclave. So this is, okay, so this is based off the flesh forest event line. Colonel Dowdy sipped her tea as she stated at the sacrificial chamber of the Odious King. He was there, or what was left of him, fused together with the most fanatical followers to the progenitor of the flesh forest. So they like used themselves with the flesh forest? Or rather, what was left of him. Perhaps he actually believed in whatever he was preaching, or the coming of the Enclave drove him over the edge. According to an intelligence report, she read the Odious King was possibly a former member of the Unity. Perhaps he was trying to recreate his god. She wondered if he was still alive somehow, his conscience flowing through the pale fields. Perhaps he felt everything happening. Perhaps he felt what was happening right now. Coy, meanwhile, was ready to be out of this nightmare. As he prepared to walk out, he looked down to see a small flower. It seemed to be moving, a new life budding in this nightmarish land. It seemed to look up to him and seemed to start screaming a quiet, pitched hiss. He pulled out his servoplasma pistol. That's hilarious. I would have shot that flower too if a flower started hissing at me. Who you think you hissing at? Ooh, okay, we have another one here. So, oh, wait, you can get a CAS interceptor. That's good, so you can have interceptor blimps. That's actually crazy, and that has really good reliability. Oh my god. And then there's anti-armor tactical blimp, and then division support blimp. What does the support do? Is it just ground attack? Not really, because, like, anti-armor blimp has more ground attack. Does it give recon? Where is... I don't see a recon thing on it. Speed's also slower. Shorter range. Doesn't... Oh, it has a little bit more air attack. Okay, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it supports by, like, taking stuff out of the sky. That's kind of cool. You know, I guess if we were going blimps. Blimpy, my boy. Oh yeah, let's see what else we have. Because we did just get tech for industry. We just got the sophisticated for that. We don't really need it, though. This is a funny thing. But you know what? It works. Because we were kind of running out of stuff to research. Report from the Oregon containment site. Director Coy is reporting that everything in Oregon is finishing up, with much of the work being handed over to more mundane EPA departments to further clean up the land and check for contamination. This bizarre episode has finally and thankfully come to a close. The EPA is working around the clock to clean up radioactivity and is using flamers to destroy anything that survived. However, with the destruction of the Future Tech headquarters at Ground Zero, the flesh forest of Oregon seems to be dying off. Whatever was sustaining that nightmare seems to have been vaporized by the bombs. Okay, so it did change over. Because originally it was funny because we arrived at the headquarters after dropping the bomb. I think it might have been a bug with how it was, because I thought we just bombed our way up to it with a nuke. Though we will never understand what caused it. So I'm a little sad that I didn't actually do the other route then, because that was the whole reason why I didn't go back to the other route. Wait. There was a way across? I never noticed that there was a straight right here. I swear to God, before when I right-clicked over here, it just, like, made them go around. Okay, I need one of you guys. What group is this? I don't see one of these lit up down here.
Enclave here.
Oh, I think it was these guys, right? Yeah, okay. You know, let's get a power armor group to do this.
Everything's always tighter out here at Enclave.
Special forces and power armor. What color are you guys? Okay, I think you guys were this one? I hope. And is there one over here? Okay, so there's not one over here. Good. And then push into here. Because this will technically be our first fight now against the Cold Cobalt, yeah. I thought that was these guys for a second. The Eastern Reconstruction Authority Enclave. But they are not. Okay, so those guys are moving down south now. We have the Dream Lifter. Lose power, but gain more scrap. I'm about it. I was actually messing around yesterday because I was like super tired. And I didn't really want to do a tired episode of this. And that just wasn't going to be good for a video.
Enclave here.
And so I was like, oh, I'll just go. I still wanted to get my fix of Fallout though. So I went and downloaded a Fallout London mod for Fallout 4. And was messing with it. I kept having really bad crashes, but figured out what it was. It was a graphical thing. But it was funny, though, because as I was looking for fixes, I kept seeing a lot of people saying that, oh, they weren't going to play it because it wasn't canon Fallout. And I'm like, bro, any version of Fallout, I'm probably going to play it. I'll try it. Get my Fallout fix. There hasn't been anything new in Fallout for a minute. So I'll get my fix any way I can. Okay, so these guys are actually, oh yeah, they just made it to the border of that Enclave group also. And they are beating them back over here. Yep, so they should beat their way back across the strait. Beat the Florida Gators. I almost didn't continue that for a second there. That would have been big bad. Okay, so what do we have left here? It's just this. Okay, and then it's my Marines. Because my Marines are going to be doing a bunch of naval invasions. And then I also have some ghouls making. And let me actually make those Dream Lifters. Because we are going to be dropping gamma ghouls from the sky. And I want a decent amount of these ready to go. So we're going to... Because we do have some in reserve, but they're not Dream Lifters, I don't think. Unless we stole Dream Lifters from somewhere, which I don't know where. But we're going to be throwing a lot of factories into that to get them bad boys going. We're already using the nuclear fighters, right? Jet fighter, or do we not? I think we're unlocking that now. Okay, yeah, we're unlocking those now. Good, good. Well, Florida's almost taken care of. And then we really only have this and the islands to take care of after that. Let me look at my decisions here. Because it looks like now that we've dealt with that, we should have some more EPA stuff that we could take. Start cleaning up the waste a bit more. Yeah, Environmental Protection Agency. Feral ghoul removal. And I'll just take both of these. Let's take them both. Oh, and one of you... Okay, we have this also. Rebuilding the Rockies. So, open the nursery. Power of Yellowstone. Oh, we're out of PPE. Crap, that would have actually been cool, kind of cool to take. I guess we can take it here in a minute, because we're almost done with that. Let's do this. Wait, Garden of Eden Wait, what? Creation kits. The Garden of Eden Creation Kit is a device capable of radically altering the wasteland and transforming dead, irradiated soil into viable land suitable for farming. When deployed, a Geck will collapse all matter within its given radius and recombine it to form a living, breathing, fertile, virgin landscape and allow life to begin anew. That is kind of crazy. So we have 4 of these in our inventory. Is there like certain ways for us to get this then? I'm so confused. But it's awesome. I guess we'll just start clicking stuff here. Pop one there, I guess? Okay, we have to wait. So we're deploying a Geck somewhere. Somewhere under the rainbow. Okay, let's prepare another Delta X rocket. And one of you guys did tell me that the Alaska thing, I think it was up here somewhere. Let me put the naval one on. Because I need to move my aircraft carrier fleet up there. I just need to put more ships in it. Which is pretty much going to be this one, because this will be more than enough. Because I know I need some large ships, some small ships. And then I'll give us all the ships that we need for it. And then you guys are actually going to be joining my main fleet over here. Around Cuba. Shit. Crew got turned into ghouls. We're seeing this one pop up more than the other ones now. I'm serious. Dude, we've been having a lot of navigation errors. I had them pass too long into the Earth's Van Allen belt. Within a matter of seconds, they were blasted with enough radiation to kill a man 4 times over. Instead of the sweet release of death, however, they were ghoulified. Skin flaked off, hair fell out, and they have the raspy voice of ghouls are known for. The USSA director has terminated the mission, and decontamination teams are standing by to retrieve the Delta X that still leaves the crew. Oh, I'm sorry to hear. You'd think we'd just be sending ghouls at this point. We have so many ghoulified astronauts, we would just be sending them. Nice. Nuclear jet fighters finished. That is perfect. Now, what do we have here for these? Strategic projection, nuclear fighters. It's funny, I don't even have to put these on an aircraft carrier. I can just fly them from the coast over. They'll reach everything at this point. So this is a strike one. Probably just using the normal one will be fine. We don't need to research those and then change up our production again. Let's finish out this. Because I think he said it was one of the islands that was somewhere around here. I just wish you would give me an actual name or like a location. I swear I moved stuff over to this one before. Wait, was it aircraft carrier last time? I don't think it was it? No, it was 3 capital ships. That's what it was. Crap, I messed that up. Yeah, in Kitsap Peninsula. In Kitsnap Peninsula. Did I test this up here? I don't think I tested this, did I? It's just called the Frozen Isles, though. Kitsnap Peninsula. Oh, God, okay. Rebuilding the interstate. The open road. Although thousands of cars are still in use some 200 years after the Great War. Not if you've played any Fallout games, there aren't. There's no cars in any Fallout game. Okay, I need you guys to go away so I can read these. Thank you. Oh, nope, repause. The changes with the decision to build a factory outside Reno to build the Chrysalis Highwayman. The Highwayman, rugged enough to drive off-road throughout the wastes, powered by whatever fuel cells are lying around, represents America's can-do spirit. Economists estimate that within 20 years, 1 out of every 40 Americans will own a car. Huh. EDE play Johnny Cash. Oh god, is it actually gonna start playing Johnny Cash? Let me get my pause button here ready. Okay, it didn't. We got sophisticated car tech? Is that for all vehicles? Oh, it is. Okay, so that's how you get sophisticated vehicles. I was wondering how that worked, because I wasn't seeing any other thing. Okay, that's actually cool. Let's go Wasteland APC. Glacier National Park was chosen as the site of a historic reclamation project, a symbol of the triumph, the desolation of the post-apocalyptic world. The park, once a frozen wasteland, was to be restored to its former glory, a testament to humanity's resilience and the vision for a renewed America. The reclamation began with the deployment of advanced climate control technology, massive towering devices known as atmospheric regulators. Bro, this sounds like the start of a bad movie. Where somebody uses some kind of temperature control device and then it sends the world into an ice age. Were installed at key locations throughout the park. These machines, capable of altering weather patterns and melting vast amounts of ice, began to slowly thaw the glaciers and restore a more temperate climate. The process was delicate, too rapid, and thaw could trigger catastrophic floods and landslides. Yet, with precision and care, the ice began to recede, revealing the landscape beneath. A landscape that had not been seen in over 200 years. As the snow and ice withdrew, ancient forests and valleys emerged, preserved in a state of eerie, frozen stasis. Among these newly uncovered lands, a team of archaeologists and soldiers stumbled upon an incredible discovery. A pre-war vault. Oh, okay. Jesus. That kind of makes it sound like the, God, what was that one dinosaur movie? Journey to the Center of the Earth? Is that what it was called? Where they went to, like, as they were traveling to the center of the Earth, they found, like, prehistoric lands and stuff like that with dinosaurs below, like, ice shelves and stuff. Buried deep within a glacier, this vault, sealed and forgotten, had belonged to one of the wealthiest industrialists of the old world, Andrew Longbottom. Longbottom. A man obsessed with preserving his fortune through the coming cataclysm. Inside, the team found treasures of immaculate value, gold, precious gems, pre-war artifacts, and detailed records of lost technology. But more than material wealth, the vault contained a cache of knowledge, plans for devices and techniques that had thought been lost to the world. Among the most prized finds were a blueprint of a sophisticated environmental stabilization device, which promised to accelerate the restoration of ecosystems, and a blueprint for experimental exoskin armor, which could serve as another layer of defense for our special forces. Unfortunately, Mr. Andrew Longbottom perished due to an error in his stasis. His body was buried in Spokane? Is it Spokane or Spokane? I want to say Spokane. With the newfound resources and technology, the restoration of the Glacier National Park proceeded at an unprecedented pace. Forests were reseeded, wildlife carefully reintroduced, and the once dangerous fauna, such as the mutated yaguai and giant mutated white wolves called frostfangs, were either eliminated or tamed. In a short time, the park was transformed from a harsh frozen wasteland into a thriving, vibrant ecosystem, a mirror of its pre-war splendor, yet with an added layer of security and control that could be provided. The grand reopening of Glacier National Park was marked by a ceremony at the site of the uncovered vault, where dignitaries from across the restored United States gathered to witness the unveiling of this new living monument to human achievement. Yes, you could pet the Frostangs. Added technology, exoskin, armored special forces, 3% legitimacy and 300 PP. Ooh, buddy. And I want to go down all the way here. I thought we could take this, but we have to take all of these. What other national focuses do we have that we really want to take? I know I want to do the National Recon Office, which that knocks that down. We wouldn't have to deal with that anymore. Also a lot of the army stuff, remaking the army. Let's get some of these extra army bonuses, I guess. Let's go discipline soldiers next. And now, technology-wise, our jet fighters can be swapped out for nuclear fighters. Our death claws can be swapped out for savage death claws, even though we can't really use them right now. But I'm also going to be right back, because I want to figure... I'm going to pause real quick, and I'm going to look up where this island is for the Alaska expedition, because I want to see what we find there. I finally found it. The internet was not helpful. But I found it. It is... Because I found it said something about, the only thing I kept finding was that it was for the Washington Brotherhood. And I'm like, yes, I know that. I want to know the location. What was throwing me off was it kept saying Kitsap Peninsula. But that's actually right here. This, I guess, is considered a peninsula. And that's why it's called the Kitsap Peninsula. But yeah, it's here. That's what was throwing me off. Because I was like, I was looking for like an island or something. But no, we have found it. Let me snatch up. So I don't need the aircraft carrier here also, by the way. I found that out too. So all of these boys, I'm just going to send you all over here. Just everyone take a trip over here. That's a long trip, but they'll get there. My main navy's out here. I also have my aircraft carriers here, but I need more ships to go into it, which to have right here. Take our reserve fleets, throw them into here. Oh yeah, our other two aircraft carriers came out too. Crap. Since I have so many of those done, I am definitely going to be needing... You know, Greyhound, you're joining them. I need more screening ships. Didn't I send you guys in here? I'm so confused. Yeah, go join them, please. That was kind of the plan. Okay, so we finished all of that tech for our planes there. Crap. Vehicles. Let's go vehicles, get better tank, universal tank. And then let's go vehicles again, and then we will grab compartmentalization. Production. Jet attack plane. Let's go with nuclear powered attack plane. And then we could snatch up some nuclear jet bombers also that we can kind of start producing. I'll just throw a few into that.
Why isn't your video feed working?
There's my Marines. My crayon-eating brothers.
That's a no one.
Why do you have an image of motorized as your main unit template, but this isn't? Why in the world is that a motor? Huh? Why are some of you power armor, some of you tanks? Dude, the game's just messing with me at this point. I am so confused right now. But what I wanted to do once I have them out, that's not all of them though, is it? Oh, whoop, nope, I went past it. Okay, so I still have some of you. I'm just going to poop the rest of you out.
That's a no one.
Because that's how Marines are born. They just get pooped out. Marine unit. Because I want to add some of the slant tier cavalry corps to them. Am I just that blind? Oh, there they are. Okay, so demo team, you are now slant tier cavalry troop. And then the other fire team, you are also slant tier cavalry troops. We got some little guys with them to hit the beaches. Question though is I'm not actually producing any slant tier cavalry corps equipment. Oh, I actually have a question. So I've never done robots, and like I said, I'm gonna be doing a Mr. House playthrough. I like that we only need 4 equipment to get that up. Do robots take manpower? Because like right now we have 5.6 million as we keep, you know, constantly coring things, but
This is Enclave main comm.
I still don't understand why it's an image of a tank. That's throwing me off so much. Okay. I know I had a field marshal and a marine guy that I was going to use on them. Yeah. So this guy, Adrian Shepard, is going to be their unit leader because he is absolutely crazy. And then field marshal.
The president's watching us like a hawk.
This guy, yeah, because we had this guy here also as a field marshal for naval invasion.
This is Enclave main comm.
Perfect. And now we will start setting up some of these. Ooh. Do I just go for the closer islands to me first? And then, like, we're hitting these islands first, and then we can start the naval invasion into Cuba? I kind of want to go with the Bay of Pigs style landing. Oh, crap. I don't know what I'm thinking there. I don't want to... I want to do all these kind of at once. Which means I'd have to separate them under different people. Ah, that kind of sucks. Because that's actually like my good...
This is Enclave main comm.
My good Marine commander. Actually, I had another one that's actually under someone else. Let me go find them. I'll give whoever it is a new commander. Who has the aqua stuff? Oh, there they are. Old man Harrison down here. Oh, yeah, that's right. Cause I was using the Oregon divisions as naval invasion troops. That's right. I forgot about that.
That's a no one.
Okay, we're gonna go with another 5. We'll give them a new naval commander. Well, I need somebody who can get more traits. Which we have a paratroopers one, so we already have one for our other boys. And that'll be coming out to play here in a bit with the naval invasion attacks. That's in radioactive waste. Crap, dude. Honestly, I just realized Harrison's level 9. Dude, he is OP. I did not realize he was this good. Oh my god. I did not realize Harrison was this strong as a commander, dude. 8s across the board, level 9. Like, he doesn't have that many traits, but with level 9, he can... Like, we can just put whatever traits we want on him at this point. That is absolutely nuts. Okay, well, you are becoming a naval commander. You're gonna go command some Marines. How does that sound? Sounds great. Perfect. Let's go with Mysterious Stranger. And then let's grab... Gun Nut for the fire team and demolitions team. Ah, I thought we could get a lot more than that at level 9. I guess not. I guess the traits are actually capped at a certain number. That kind of sucks. I guess that was something I never realized about. I guess normally I never get past, like, level 6 for most generals before I beat the game half the time. And usually that's if I get a general at level 5 or level 6. Okay. So let's redo these launches here. So we're going to land in Jamaica. They have 2 ports. We'll land on this upper port here. That's what... it's only 5 guys.
Why isn't your video feed working?
Let's give you guys 2 more.
This is Enclave
And then
main
we'll give
comm.
you 1 more. And then you are going to leave out of this upper one here. And you're going to land in Georgetown. Kind of funny that they can land on that one too, even though they're not attached. But that's also a port there. There's not a city there, so I hope these guys actually, you know, give up when we land there. Okay, and then you guys
Watching us like a hawk.
should be on this one? That's a lot of guys on here, but I don't think they're going to be that great of templates. No, I think you guys are actually going here. Oh, the Good Earth. The nursery is a pre-war facility. So this is the nursery one that we did. Buried in a remote valley, led by pre-war AI, who called herself Diana. Although the EPA thinks we could use the facility to terraform the wasteland into a paradise, Diana refuses to aid us and claims we'll squander her gifts. If we can get her cooperation, we could rebuild the American biosphere and restore bald eagles, buffaloes, and woolly mammoths to the American wilderness. I mean, we've already released new bald eagles and stuff, a new and improved version of bald eagles. To aid us heal the wasteland. Is every pre-war AI insane? Shut off the power. Unlocks several Gecks for America, the Enclave rebuilding your country, one town at a time. Let's see if we can get her to aid us. You want to what? That was what Callahan screamed as Granite gave his proposal to the intelligence chief, Matt. You're the only one in the Enclave with the advanced VR pod. Can you do it? Asked Granite. Callahan shook his head. I mean, yeah, I could do it, but why? What in the hell would you want to do any of this? Granite had little of his subordinates in subordination. Callahan, I'm the president. Can you do it or not? Of course I could do it. It's simple. In fact, if she really is hooked up to Zach's, those VR pods have built-in, I think it's supposed to be compatibility with Zach's, but it says comparability with Zach's. On the grounds, a Zach's could provide more dynamic VR data for combat simulations. I just need to have an answer if something goes wrong and I'm standing before Congress again explaining why I did this. No, you ordering me won't cover it. Granite just shrugged his shoulders. Well, she is one of the few who know how to produce Gecks in the Wasteland. Figured a visit from none other than the President of the United States could convince her. You saw her hologram, didn't you? Deadpanned Callahan. I saw her hologram, yes. Granite smiled, adjusting his collar. Now, are you going to do this, or am I going to have to fire you? Oh, is she good looking? What's good looking, hologram? Who says you can't bang a hologram? This is 2085. Callahan stood with his mouth agape. It'll take a few days to set it up. Gets a vent, a date by any other name. That's actually great. I love that. Who are you guys? Oh, that's the old man up here. Wait, did I have? We have one division here. 7 here, 7 there. Okay, so this must be, yeah, where the other guys need to go. Get to your positions, good sirs. I love how these guys, the St. Petersburg guys, apparently haven't fallen yet, but they have nothing left of their country. Fellas, what are you still fighting for? Don't tell me it's because they have these railway guns here. Or are they in a faction with these guys? Okay, that is not the case. They're not in a faction. Do they own islands somewhere? No, they don't own islands somewhere. So they haven't fallen because they have those guns still up. You gotta be kidding me, bro. Man. We should have, like, it should have given them over to us when we went across them. That's what I'm also a little confused about. I don't want to auto start these because I want to watch as we go across. We're going to paratroop into Cuba, though, is what we're going to do. I'm actually going to get these guys out.
Everything's always tighter out here at
I
Enclave.
totally forgot. Oh, yeah, I was going to paradrop from Florida. That's right. I kind of forgot that I was going to do that, too, from Florida. Okay, boyos. Where is our paratrooping commander? There he is. Did we have a second one? I can't remember. No, we did not. Okay, so it's just him. Perfection. Let's grab you. What skills do you got? You got agile, so movement on land, lucky, paratroopers. Planning speed is honestly kind of useless. So I'm kind of sad that he has that. Air Force liaison, air superiority bonus in combat. I mean, we don't really need that. We already have air superiority against everybody. Let's instead go with mysterious stranger. And then, is there something else that kind of can help us with paradrops? Huh. Reconnaissance might help. No, it's non-out of combat. Entrenchment speed? No. I want to see something. Can I add some paratroopers or some... Not paratroopers, because I did want to update this a bit more. Oh, that's right. I can't add any more of these airborne mutants because technically we don't have the technology for this. We got this regiment from the NCR. So technically we can't change it. I just need to make sure it could still be parachuted. So if anything, we could drop in power armor. Yep, and it'd still be good. Yeah, buddy. Okay. Now, depending on how heavy we make these guys, though, could also be a thing. But we have the best, or I guess what's considered the best aircraft, so we should be fine. This will add a bunch of hardness to them, too, which will help out a lot. So let's do a maintenance company. I don't think a mobile... Oh, no, mobile logistics company works. Okay, cool. I'm about it. Vertiverd medvac works. Still can be parachuted. I know the heavy AA can't. Yeah, I was like, I know that can't. That was one of the reasons why we started with the normal AA. So that way we could paradrop them in. Let's get some dogs in here. Paradrop some doggos. Some cyber dogs. Aw, dang. I was hoping we could drop some Marines from the sky with them. What you mean? The Marines don't know anything about the sky? They're a part of the Navy. Mole miner engineers. I don't think we had to have tech for this, right? Or not tech. Oh no, so there is mole men equipment. That is correct, yeah. Do I want to do that real quick? Drop mole men from the sky? Yeah, we can. Okay, cool. And I don't think any of these other ones. I'm not making any of these vertibirds at the moment, so we're not making any geckos. We have parachuting dogs with super mutants. I think that's great. Hey, that's good enough. Let's actually make you guys elite. I already have you guys trained. I just now need to make mole miner equipment or mole men equipment. Because this way, if we don't get a perfect landing where we can take the stuff, we can at least have them entrench and then hold out for a very long time. Because mole men, they give a lot of bonuses and stuff like that, which I don't think it's gonna. I think we'll easily paradrop and then take over. But I guess you never know.
Enclave here.
Wait, I made 30 of you guys? I did not realize that. I made 30 of you guys. Whoops.
The president?
Okay, let's get 10 of you in a different unit.
The fucking president's watching us like a hawk.
But let's go paradrop ordered. Do we not have any airfields down here by the tip? Wait. St. Petersburg. This tiny piece right here is still St. Petersburg. You gotta be, oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, paratroopers, come down here.
Who the hell
Other
is
paratroopers,
this?
you guys will drop
The
somewhere else.
president?
I'll drop you boys somewhere else. You boyos. I've actually been watching SAS Rogue Heroes, and it kind of talks about how the SAS kind of came about and what they did in Africa. And it's honestly a really good show. I like it a lot. I think right now it's 6 episodes. I don't know if it's still coming out or not, or if the 6 episodes is all of it, but it's so far I'm absolutely loving it. Let's lose some of that division attrition there. Okay, that's just our scavengers, which they got 10% factory output for a little bit. Yeah, these guys are absolutely dominating. Oop. Cult of Corn fell. I gotta look up there in a second. I just want to start making some airfields here. Is this the Hawaii one? This is South America one. Yeah, we've already had this one a few times. Yeah, let's just go with that. Construction. Let's grab air bases. And then I guess once we have that area, we should be good there. But we'll fly out of this air base into Cuba, and let's build a secondary one right here that we could use. Because I don't know if multiple unit leaders can drop out or like leave the same airfield together like that. How are you guys going? No issues. Okay, no issues. I know I need to build some more infrastructure up here, but I want to grab another leader and then turn them into a paratroop leader. Whoop. You're in my way, good sir. I will read you in a second. Let's use Morgan Black. Yeah. And then, actually, no, see, there is no actual skill we can give him to make him a paratroop guy, because it would be this for the paratroopers. So that kind of sucks. But I guess it is what it is. I'll give you Mysterious Stranger. And then let's go with... God, I don't really know what to give him now, then. Huh. Let's go with Reconnaissance. And then you do have some power armor units, so we'll give you Pain Train then, too. And then that will be your new leader. Boom. Perfect. Okay, let's read these now. North Cascades National Park restored. In the aftermath of the Great Reclamation, the United States, having reasserted its dominance over Chilwa, set its sight on the restoration of North Cascades National Park. This monumental endeavor, known as North Cascades National Park, oh, Jesus, I just started over on the same line. I was wondering. This monumental endeavor, known as Operation Cascade Renewal, aimed not only to revive the park's natural beauty, but also to showcase the capability to rebuild America from the post-apocalyptic ashes. The first step was to purge the park of its radiation-soaked corruption, utilizing advanced technology and an army of dedicated engineers. A series of purification arrays was deployed. These towering structures emitted waves of decontamination energy, gradually cleansing the soil. Okay, so it's like what we did in the other national park, too. This is just a different area. I wonder if we'll find a random sealed vault in this one, too. Water and air lingering radiation as the land began to heal. Bioengineering flora was introduced, designed to thrive in the newly restored environment and accelerate the return of native species. Advanced technology combined with former Coover Union's environmental expertise brought about a renaissance for the North Cascades. The park's rivers ran clear once more, its forests teemed with life, and its skies were filled with the songs of birds unseen for generations. Former ranger stations were rebuilt as research outposts, blending the ingenuity of both factions. Today, a grand ceremony was held, attended by dignitaries from across the reborn United States. North Cascades National Park was officially reopened. The event was marked by a symbolic planting of a genetically restored western red cedar, a tree native to the region, and revered by the indigenous tribes, herald a new era of cooperation and shared stewardship. North Cascades National Park, once a desolate wasteland, now stood as a beacon of hope and a testament to what could be achieved when former enemies unite for a common cause. The park's restoration was not merely an environmental triumph, but a symbol of the vision for a restored America, where old divisions could be healed and a brighter future forged from the ruins of the past. Will parks in Alaska be next? Oh, that reminds me. I gotta look at Alaska. I gotta look at doing that, because they should be there by now, hopefully. Because I want to see what's going on in Alaska. Are we gonna see like some, since you know the communists attacked Alaska, but I think the United States fought them out of Alaska before the nukes fell. I think they ended up retaking Alaska, so we might not find communists there. Olympic National Park, once a testament to nature's beauty, the park had become a chaotic haven for mutated creatures and desperate factions. The new U.S. government, driven by a mission to reclaim and restore, launched Operation Evergreen, a bold initiative to bring the park back to its former glory. First challenge was the Washington Brotherhood, a rogue and malevolent splinter faction of the Brotherhood of Steel. This group had entrenched itself in the region, exploiting its resources and enslaving the indigenous Olympus tribe. The Olympus tribe, descendants of pre-war park rangers and native peoples, had endured harsh conditions under the Brotherhood's cruel rule. Forced into labor and deprived of their ancestral lands, the Sigma Division's arrival was swift and decisive. Utilizing advanced technology and superior tactics, they launched a coordinated assault on the Washington Brotherhood strongholds. Vertibirds filled the skies, dropping elite Sigma soldiers who quickly overwhelmed the Brotherhood's defenses. The sounds of battle echoed through the valleys as the Sigma soldiers systematically dismantled the Brotherhood's presence, liberating the enslaved members of the Olympus tribe in the process. With the Brotherhood vanquished and the Olympus tribe freed, the newly arrived technicians turned its attention to the park's restoration. Scientists and engineers set up field labs and outposts throughout the park, beginning the arduous process of detoxifying the land and waters. Using advanced purification technology, they neutralized the radiation hotspots and removed the toxic mists that had plagued the region. Botanists were deployed to replant native flora, genetically modified to resist the lingering effects of radiation and mutations. The Olympus tribe, now citizens of the New America, played a crucial role in the park's revival. Their innate knowledge of the land proved invaluable, guiding the scientists to areas in need of restoration and identifying native species that could be reintroduced. In recognition of their contribution and suffering, it was decided to grant the tribe autonomy within the park, ensuring their cultural heritage and traditions would be preserved. To celebrate the liberation and finished restoration, a grand event called the Evergreen of Jubilee was organized, held at the restored summit of Mount Olympus, where the old observatory had been transformed into a symbol of hope and resilience. The event marked a new beginning for the park and its inhabitants. Government representatives, Olympus tribe members, and citizens from the newly established communities within the park gathered to witness the unveiling of a monument commemorating their shared victory and dedication to rebuilding. Great. Oh, we get some more legitimacy out of that, too. Ooh, boy, that's some reading. Oh, we can take Power of Yellowstone. How much? Oh, God. Dude, I'm up. Oh, God, I'm already back up to like 650 PP. That is crazy. Prepare Task Force Norfolk. Oh, this is what we needed the aircraft carrier for. I knew one of these we did. So, yeah, we need the aircraft carrier for that, which we haven't taken Norfolk, I don't think. Can I not deploy another Geck? Because there's a check mark next to that. Oh, she's the one that I've been seeing on the loading screen. Yeah, she a baddie. A date by any other name. Every stop had been taken. 5 of Enclave Intelligence's best programmers were on standby to start overloading Diana's processors if she tried anything. I mean, Granite's probably about to be overloading her processors here in a minute. Two viruses had been created and on standby that at least would buy... Huh? Which at least would buy them... would buy them time. They put buy instead of like actual buy, like you're buying something. What was more, if anything funny happened, Callahan had an auto axe ready to cut through the link between the VR pod holding Granite and the rest of the facility. The Air Force was on standby to hit Diana's little vault with earthquake bombs, and Secret Service was on standby with their medical doctors ready to come to the president's aid. In short, every stop had been pulled to ensure that if anything went wrong, they'd get Granite out before it was too late. This was, of course, despite the assurances of Diana that they had nothing to fear. And she was actually intrigued upon meeting Granite. She mumbled something about Lannis, but Callahan and the Secret Service were not taking any risk. As Callahan stood before the screen, depicting Granite having his meeting in quotations with Diana, he was seriously considering spiking his Nuka-Cola with whiskey or just straight downing a whole flask of it. There was Granite, easily charming Diana, who seemed to be all too ready to respond to his advances. They made small talk in a small cafe in what looked like a pre-war town, or something. It seemed that the simulation was merging between the two. But Callahan couldn't make sense of it. Diana traced her fingers over a glass of Nuka-Cola Dark as Granite turned on the ink spots on the jukebox, both leaning into each other. Boy, Granite about to get him some hollow. Get Koi on the line. Diana agrees to help. Not every day that Koi got a visit from the president. Not every day he got a visit from the president with an assaultron emitting a hologram representation of Diana. And so Diana's out in the real world now too as a hologram. Slap some skin on that assaultron. The assaultron's already got a feminine body. That's all I gotta say. They got some curves on them. Koi, I'm proud to let you know that Diana here has agreed to help the EPA with restoring the Wasteland with Gex. That I was just, oh my god, that did Koi. Oh my god, that did get Koi to perk up. Really? Thank you, miss. What led you to reconsider? Asked Koi. Diana just smiled warmly. Dougie here was very convincing. How can I tell him no? Them robot parts, man. They feel warm. Dougie asked Koi. Granite cleared his throat. Yes, well, she has some of her assistants in Colorado beginning production. Koi, I trust you to handle the details. Now if you'll excuse us. Koi watched them walk away, making small talk and laughing amongst each other. Hey, you know what? Whatever the president feels. There's been worse things that presidents have done. Koi was seriously considering putting whiskey in his coffee. Unlock several Gecks for America. The Enclave, rebuilding your country, one town at a time. Diana will also help us make more. Yeah, I loved that. That was great. Oh my god. That was hilarious. Oh, rank and file infantry. Let's go. I just can't. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Who do I have on the front lines down here?
The fucking president's watching us like a hawk.
I think the president has other things on his mind right now. Fellas. Who else is down here? Because I see that other secondary line that needs to be expanded too. Perfect. I also... Hey, I just realized they have the American flag too. Oh, they have the Enclave version. It's very similar to ours. We just put a star in the middle. They still have an E. Question is though, can I cut that off? Oh yes, I can.
That's a no one.
Yeah, pushing around. Okay.
Excellent.
I want this group to throw out the fat mans.
Fucking president's watching.
I also want this group to throw out the fat mans.
This is Enclave main.
Push into that hole right there and then push there. Beautiful. Why didn't you all go this? Only one line of you guys actually transferred over that. They got a lot of guys here. And they're all like on that single tile. Can I get you to attack this one?
This is Enclave main
I want you to go this way while they're pushing that way. I want to see if I can try to surround that tile. I also want
Tighter out here at Enclave.
this group to push up here also. And then push this way. Oh, talking about the gunners. God, what's it called? Sim Settlements for Fallout 4? I think they just had their, like, final, like, major update for Sim Settlements 2. That adds, like, a whole, like, big settlement war thing against the gunners. And I was thinking about trying that also. But I'm currently doing the, I'm playing the Fallout London thing in my spare time. Okay, how are... Airfields are getting built. Perfect. Some of them have been taken over by our other planes, but that's fine. Cargo planes, we do have some vertibirds here, and we're making a lot of dream lifters. I don't know how many we actually need, though, is the thing. But we'll have enough. I think I need more air over Cuba, too. So let's also do this and grab some fighters. And then I don't think we've made any, or I don't think we've swapped out our jet fighters for our nuclear ones as of yet. How much room is still here? Oh, a lot. Okay. And we're still building more onto this, I do believe. Yeah, 'cause some of you guys are attached to air wings, and for some reason it selected all of you. Okay, perfect. Yeah, go fly over Cuba, please. Rocket is ready. I don't think there's any new events for that, because like it said, that's still in the works. That's something that the developer was messing around with. Gets unpause. Once those guys deploy, that should give us green air. We also stole an airfield here. Yep, okay, we have green air now. Okay, so that's the Dreamcatcher's gone. We'll also take their navy. Perfect. We have taken back all of Florida. And then let's throw in some fighters here over the Bahamas to get air superiority over the Bahamas. Oh, the Hephaestus Project. Before the Great War, Poseidon Energy began to tap the magma beneath the Yellowstone Yellowstone caldera to build the world's largest geothermal power plant. The ecologists refused to finish their great work, but we're in charge now. If activated, Hephaestus could power the region as a sort of Hoover Dam for the North. Unlike Poseidon, we aren't interested in corporate greed, nor are we willing to cut corners anymore. We have the best minds of the Wasteland at our disposal. The project can be easily completed without disturbing Yellowstone's natural beauty, which, incidentally, took a massive hit from the fallout of the Great War. Light up the North. The tree huggers have a point. Nope. Light up the North. Our heart beats. So after a half a year of intensive industrial mobilization, massive funding from the government, and intense reconstruction and recharting of many aspects of the city's infrastructure, our own metropolis is now revived from its formerly stale atmosphere and is ready to serve in a proper industry. Oh yeah, so this is us just reviving cities. Old Glory's New City. This is another one that we just revived with money, pretty much. With our engineers' current understanding and with extensive government funding and support, the city has been restored to old world conditions. The roads are well paved, many businesses have opened, and plumbing is guaranteed to be non-radioactive, and electricity has become commonplace. The renovation of such a city has naturally attracted hordes of migrants. Good work. Oh, it gives us a lot of population, too. I also need to build airfields down here. So this way I could also move Cass over like Jamaica and these small islands too. Okay, once those fighters deploy over the Bahamas, yep, that gives us green air. Perfect. I also need some dream lifters over the Bahamas. We'll drop like 200. I think that should be enough. Hopefully. Okay. And then, well, like I said, once these airfields get built down here, we have one airfield here already. So we'll start putting some fighters over. Oh, nope, wrong fighters. We have 300 here. We'll drop 200 fighters for the time being, just to keep air. Okay, so we can get part of Jamaica here. Yep, that's just another rebuilt city. Perfect. Okay, so we do have... Yeah, this is getting built up as we speak. So let's go close air support. Let's get some jet attack planes. Let's get like... What? Let's get like 500 of these bad boys. Why not? Let's just absolutely dominate all of this. Because I should go over this small one here. Let's actually just grab some of these. So we'll do 150 over Cuba also. And then this airfield should be able to reach Jamaica, I want to say, right? Fighters. Let's do 300 fighters. Yeah, okay, so this is perfect. This was actually really nice to build one here. Because this will get all of Jamaica. Let's do like 500 CAS. And then close air support, Jamaica. Perfect. And that's everything covered by fighters and CAS, at least over like Cuba, a lot of the Bahamas, and then like Jamaica and stuff over here. Perfection. This one, though, needs to be redone. Who is this? Because this one I did on accident, and I didn't choose the correct spot. But luckily, this is the actual naval guy, so he can get this invasion going back pretty quickly. They only have one port, so this port's going to be pretty rough to attack. We're going to land on both sides, so that way we can sweep in from the sides. Let's do an aggressive attack here. Okay, perfect. Now, how long is that going to take you? Up. You're still, okay, you're perfect. You're just ready to go already. Wonderful. Okay, I want to get you guys set up to place 50 transport planes. We have transport planes here. Oh, can they not be? Okay, I don't think they could be on mission is what it is. So let's bring you guys back from mission. And that means these guys I'll have to bring back from mission also. Well, actually, I'll just add some more. What am I doing? This way they can at least get some supply while out. I have all the room in the world on this airfield. And I have, like, all cargo planes in the world to use. Okay, now we should be able to do it.
This is Enclave maincom.
Good work. Good news, everyone. Good work. So that's just another town expanded. Okay, now they're here. They should be ready to go now.
President's watching us like a hawk.
Okay, perfect. Yep. Where do I drop you guys? I have 10 of you. See, the issue is the moment we land here to take this. Oh, wait, I'm dumb. I forgot you have to do it this way. If you want multiple landings.
Enclave here.
Maybe not? Huh.
Enclave here.
I'm a little confused now.
Enclave here.
Ah, wait a minute.
It's always tighter out here at Enclave.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I am just dumb. That's all it is. Don't mind me.
Fucking president's watching us like a hawk.
I'm gonna drop probably multiple here, honestly. Crap, I just messed that up. Ah! You know what, start this over.
Why isn't your video feed working?
Because to take the capital, we're gonna need more than what we have here, so... Let's drop three regiments right on top of the capital. Click off of that. We're gonna drop 3 regiments next to the capital to help push into the capital when the time comes. And then now we could scatter some of our other regiments around. I'm going to drop these guys next to this victory point.
And the fucking president's watching us like a hawk.
I'm going to drop these guys on the other side of that port. That way we can try to steal that port straight away.
President's watching us like a hawk.
And then these guys, I'm going to try to drop one there.
President's watching us like a hawk.
And then I'm going to drop one here to try to take that port. We're not dropping on this bigger island, which actually, no, we need to.
And the fucking president's watching us like a hawk.
Because should be these last two guys, yeah. Because we need to take these victory points. Land on that airfield.
Everything's always tighter out here at Enclave.
Yeah, take over that airfield they have there.
This is Enclave main com.
And then I want you to land here next to that victory point. Okay, perfect. That's all of their planning done.
Enclave here.
Which I could do the same with these guys and drop them more places, but I want to drop all these guys around Cuba.
Enclave here.
I'm probably going to drop these guys in twos. I want to take their
That's a no one.
Their capital, so most of our guys are going to drop around the capital. Land on that airfield.
The fucking president's watching us like a hawk.
Yeah, I hear you. We're going to want a port also. So let's try to land directly on this port.
That's a no one.
Crap. Oh, man.
Enclave here.
I keep messing this up. Okay. Land on that port. It's two of you, right? Yes. Perfect. Okay, now click off of you.
Who the hell is this?
Click these two guys.
President?
Click this. Perfect. And then I want you guys to land next to this port.
Everything's always tighter out here at Enclave.
And then have you guys land next to this port here, because we're going to slam both sides of the port together.
That's a no one.
And then we are going to land... Because we're going to have to fight a lot of guys once we do this, too. Land in the middle of Villa Clara.
Enclave here.
That way I can try to take that also. I want to try to set up a quick line to cut off the capital. Same thing with you guys, land next to that.
That's a no one.
And then I want you guys to pretty much land directly on that port to see if we can take that port.
Main com.
And then land to the left of the port. And then our last two regiments here will land to the right of this. And we'll see if we can just walk in. And that's our paratrooping plans. God, I wish I did 40 now so I could have more lines on this one too. But that should be a-okay for us there. Check our research. We just have some mass air assaults that are going to be going off here. Okay, so those guys... I don't know how long this actually takes. Can we instantly do it? No. I think their organization has to go up and stuff first. I haven't done, like, air assault stuff in forever. Oh, that reminds me. Let me, Can I get, like, one of you guys to legit walk up here across these straits, please? Because for some reason, they're still alive there because of that. Let's pop my Marines now. And these guys, all their organizations up. We're going to pop our other guys. And now these guys here.
Enclave main com.
are all going to get ready
It's always tighter out here at Enclave.
to pretty much move across the ocean when landings happen. Okay, here's our naval, or not our naval, our air invasion. How's our naval invasion going? Okay, they're going across. Our air's dropped in.
Once I'll have your sorry ass
Take
in
this
a
port.
sling.
I want you guys just to hold as long as you can. You'll get supported here in a second. Okay. Break out Fat Mans. Perfect. Perfection. Okay.
Enclave here.
You guys are also all popping Fat Mans? Nice. Okay, we took it.
Enclave here.
We have the capital. Push into here. Take the port.
Got you.
Can I move him across to the port? Or should I just go for the... Oh, that's our new capital. Okay, we're going to try to push out of there.
How the hell do they expect me to run this unit if they keep shortchanging me on supplies?
Okay, Cuba's looking good.
I see.
Okay, start pushing into here.
Why isn't your video feed working? This is Enclave main com.
I have one of you pushing that way. You're just going to hold here.
This is Enclave main com. Yeah, you can say that again.
Start cutting enemy territory off.
Everything's always tighter out here at Enclave. This is Enclave
Stop
main
him from
com.
moving.
Yeah, you can say that again. This is Enclave main com.
And I want one of you to push off the port this way. Okay. Naval is still on the move, so we don't have to worry about that as of yet. We're mostly having to worry about our boys that para-dropped in. Okay, that's Hope Port done. Which was this group up here. They have a navy, but I'm not going to touch it. I don't want it. And we're surrounding this, and we're surrounding up here. Okay, perfect. What group is this?
The president?
Okay, now squeeze these guys out.
That's a no one.
And that's these guys here. And I also want you guys to squeeze these guys. Okay. Nice. Okay, we've connected these with the ports. Perfect.
Enclave here.
Nice. They got connected with supplies.
That's
I want you to push into there and then push away. Wonderful, 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 boys. War crimes. The American tradition. Let's just punish the troops.
Enclave here.
That way we don't lose legitimacy. And then clean up down here. Okay, our naval invasions. Okay, they haven't reached out here yet. Our first one is in here. Which it looks like they're doing good. I love how the icon for the Marine units keep changing. It's like the Marines don't know what they want to be.
A few more moments and I'll have your sorry ass in a sling. Got you.
Okay, I need them to stop attacking us here. There we go. So that way we can support these guys and actually take that. Perfect.
This is Enclave main com.
Push that way. Push this way. First naval invasion, a massive success. Our air assault was a massive success. That's the Ontario Raiders gone. I need to go check on my other paratroopers up here.
Oh, lovely.
Okay, he at least moved into North Andros.
This is Enclave main com.
He has a port and stuff here. Let me do this now.
Who the hell is
What
this?
group wants to go across the sea?
President?
You? Perfect. Wait, how can they get... No, they can't get there. Okay, I want you guys to go here then. And help pretty much take this island. God, what group was this again? Oh, there you are. Yeah, go across. As long as we hold this port, we're pretty much okay.
Excellent.
The only issue here is we only have the one paratrooper group. Okay, so that did take out St. Petersburg, finally. That finally took them out. They had that tiny sliver of land with nothing on it. And that, like, kept them in the fight. Do I just want my paratroopers to finish all this off?
This is
Ah, the only issue is there's so many different lines here.
That's a no one. That's a no one.
Okay, so Dominion. Wait, what? Okay, I guess they were just trying to fight me on it.
Why isn't your video feed working?
Okay, Marines,
Enclave here.
you guys are gonna have a new mission. Let's land you in Haiti next. Or I'll have you kind of help out over here. Because the paratroopers are fine. Oh, okay, I can land there and here. Oh, perfect. Okay, yeah, let's just help snuff out this island here. And I want you guys to go straight away. Yeah, just get to the ports and dip out.
Everything's always tight around here at Enclave.
And then once we finish this off, I can, Wait, where's Ronto at? No, it's not them. I don't think it's anywhere I was landing down here. Okay, it's these guys. Perfect. Beautiful. I forgot to take another national focus. I bet one of you guys are up there screaming at me about it. That it was there active, ready to go.
Like a hawk. Enclave here.
I have other things on my plate. The islands. Wait. We're not at war against the islands? We didn't get a... What? We didn't get an annex war goal against these guys? Wait, we have a truce with them. How do we have a truce with them? It's the robot of George Washington. You know what it is, George Washington.
That's a no one.
Okay, I just want you guys to push up here with the rest of them. How do we get up here without... Is there no way to not get up here without naval invading? Yeah, there's no way to get up here without naval invading. And then there's these guys up here that we also apparently didn't get a war goal against. You guys are making me angry, okay? I don't think these guys have a... Okay, I could justify a war goal on these guys. To literally take nothing. I cannot declare war on them. I want the land that you sleep on, good sir. Why can you not give me that land? Crater Lake National Park restored. The reclamation of Crater Lake was swift and decisive, utilizing advanced technology and military precision. The area was secured by one of Sigma Division's perimeter? Yeah. God. Was established around the park to protect it from raiders and mutated beasts. The Craterites? Okay, yeah, Craterites, initially wary, soon saw the benefits of the division's presence. With promises of security, resources, and a return to the old ways, many willingly cooperated. The first phase of the restoration focused on infrastructure. Engineers repaired and fortified the old lodge, transforming it into a command center equipped with communication arrays and medical facilities. Roads and pathways were cleared of debris, and bridges were reinforced, ensuring safe passage throughout the park. The Wizard Island settlement was upgraded with advanced water purification systems, ensuring the Craterites' water supply remained clean. Next came the environmental restoration. Scientists armed with pre-war data, genetic engineering tools worked tirelessly to revive native flora and fauna. Using advanced hydroponics and controlled breeding programs, they reintroduced plant species that had been lost to the nuclear fallout. the mutated deer were carefully studied, and efforts were made to stabilize their genetics, preserving their unique traits while ensuring their health and longevity. The highlight of the Great Revival was the ceremonial lighting of the Phantom ship. Using advanced solar technology, the engineers installed panels on the rock formation, creating stunning light displays, and illuminated the lake at night and generated power during the day. This symbolized the commitment to preserving the past while forging a bright future. To showcase the achievement, a grand event was organized known as the Great Revival of Crater Lake. High-ranking officials, Sigma soldiers, and the Craterites gathered at the newly renovated Old Lodge. The event was broadcasted across the Wasteland, a symbol of hope and power to restore civilization. Craterites? What next? Puerto Rico Enclave? So 3% legitimacy and some more power. I am about it, good sir. Let's see what we have new to replace. Oh yeah, the salvage truck with Wasteland APCs. Because I actually want to go grab now this, so that way we can get the like really good APCs. Because if you guys didn't know this, the motorized, this is all one thing. This is the motorized and mechanized. I thought the truck, the APC and stuff was going to be mechanized, and the cars and the motorcycle was going to be motorized, but no. This is all motorized. There's technically no mechanized in this mod, which does really sadden me. Because I like the idea of having them kind of separate, in a sense, of mechanized and motorized. Okay, let's go with the Flying Fortress. And that could actually lead us to Super Fortress, which we might make some of, even though we're using them on anybody by the time we can get them. Okay, I need you to finish this group off, guys, before you move back to your main lines, please.
That's a no one.
There goes our Marines? Yeah. Dude, I'm so confused by the image changing on that, because it changed over to the Paratroopers image, and that threw me off. I was like, our Paratroopers are naval invading. What's going on here? I got so confused for a second. Okay, perfect. Now,
Enclave here.
let me grab all of my Paratroopers in Cuba. Have you a single front line, and then actually push across Cuba. And then let's give you motorization priority. Perfect. I'm surprised these guys are still holding out. These guys have held out without supply for so long, which given they get a few days of supply, but they don't get a lot of supply. But they get a few days. But so far, that few days has worked out really well for them. And now they're entrenched. Or not all the way entrenched. They're partly entrenched. And that's going to help them even more. I'm going to lower their supply consumption even more with a medal there. Oh, these guys actually took this. Cool. Okay, these guys took that. Oh, the guys that landed here and took this left. I was so confused for a second. They joined the line somewhere. I think it was these guys. Yeah, because I have 3 guys here. Because there was only one that landed here. I only dropped 2 guys here. So he went and joined their line for some reason. I mean, hey, at least your area was secured, I guess.
This is Enclave.
Our Marines are coming here to help relieve them. Once that happens, we could drop in other areas. We'll redrop them out.
Everything's always tighter out here at Enclave.
Out of the rubble. So that's another city remade. Okay, that's just one of the other things. That doesn't have anything to do story-wise. Let's arm some more mini nukes. Let's just develop all of these. Oh, that's all this is the... Okay, that's all. This is just the naval base thing from reviving naval bases. Here we go. North to Alaska, so we can do it now. We could do it. Okay, Geck production. Oh, that makes me so happy. Let's just pay all of that. And then let's get one of these back up. We'll just go with an Air Force base. Why not? I don't really feel like reading through all that. Let's repair another turbine at Hoover Dam. Spend stimulus on all of that. Perfect. How are my other Marines working? Okay, I did not catch these guys' landing, but these guys did good. And these guys actually made their landing. I just need to push them out then. Okay, perfect. Let's get you guys to go now and help out some of the paratroopers. So I'm going to take you. I could land on this side of Cuba and then kind of sandwich Cuba. But I kind of want to send them to help clean up these other islands here. Something like this, and just take all of this area. And then we can move into the capital there. Oh, wait, no, this is mine, right? No, it's not. Okay. So it looks like we can also... Whoop, nope, I don't have that many guys in this one. Okay, yeah, just land here. I had to think about it for a second. I was like, wait, I only have 6 Marines in this unit. Hey, one of these Marines actually has a medal, so let's, was first onto the beaches in the landing, at Georgetown. Awesome. Okay, let's give you guys some more attack then. Oh, so these guys aren't like these guys. These guys can instantly go. These guys are not. They can't. Big sad, because he has no, like, naval stuff. Okay, these Marines.
Enclave main comm.
Let's push you guys to Kingstown. And you know what? Deploy some Fat Mans while you're at it. Fly Cassidy caravans. Littered across the wasteland of Southern California and Arizona lay the remains of the Legion's airship Air Force. The Titanic Air War has left the lands littered with the remains of the Crimson airships that terrored American troops. Terrored my troops, yeah, right. On the ground, and battled with the Air Force for control of the skies. The result has been a windfall for scavengers and scrappers as they pick through the remains of the Great Air Battle. For one service, though, this isn't just opportunity, but a whole new beginning. Hoping to soar above the competition, an enterprising woman by the name of Rose of Sharon Cassidy has managed to scrap together several crashed Legion airships and... I don't know what that word's supposed to be. Restelid them as America's first air caravan, operating out of what used to be Camp McCarran, which she staked claim to after the fall of the NCR renamed to McCarran Aerodrome. Cassidy Caravans is offering not only flights to areas, but faster and safer cargo flights to the far reaches of the United States of America for affordable prices. When asked about where she acquired the gold to pay for the McCarran claim, Rose of Sharon Cassidy said she acquired it from a friend who decided not to let go so she could begin again. Fly Cassidy Sky Caravans. Airship air travel. We get 15% stability. I gotta pause real quick. Jesus. Okay. I just like died all of a sudden for some reason. Oh my god, that was bad. Let's do this. Refining alloy. Our paratroopers should be able to move across Cuba easily. Like, they should have no issues, especially with having 20 of them.
The president?
Oh, I didn't know you could give them stronger parachutes. That's cool. They get more air defense, or anti-air defense. I think we just overran somebody, didn't we? Dude, these paratroopers are moving fast. Oh my god. Okay, our Marines landed.
That's a no one.
Oh, I can't do the whole front line thing just because these guys are right here.
Feed working.
Okay, here, move to this line then. Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna have to do this.
Have a nice day. Yeah.
And just finish off the rest of these guys, because now they don't have any supply.
This is Enclave main comm. Everything's always tighter out here at Enclave. Who the hell is this? The president? Enclave here. Why isn't your video feed working?
Oh, here we go. The Alaskan expedition. The Great Alaskan Expedition. Sifting through old Washington Brotherhood logs, Enclave intelligence has come forth and found that the Immortal was preparing an expedition to head to Alaska to uncover several battalions of soldiers that had been cryogenically stored just prior to the Great War in case the Chinese ever invaded again. Oh, so this was somebody who knew of these soldiers who were cryogenically frozen in Alaska. Colonel Callahan was not shy in his sarcastic praise of pre-war leaders, thinking it would be a great idea to squirrel away soldiers after China was destroyed in the event they invaded again, and kept it so secret not even the Enclave was aware of this. Oh, dang. Yeah, so the Enclave didn't even know of this. Which means if somebody didn't know about this originally and everybody who did know died, these guys would have just been cryogenically frozen until however long their stuff would have lasted. Like already they've been cryogenically frozen for over 200 years at this point. Aside from getting our men back, there is a growing chorus to send an expedition to Alaska to reclaim the state and its vast riches and manpower for the nation. Ignoring the fact that even pre-war, much of the state was inhospitable at the best of times, most of the cities, towns, villages relied on the lower 48 for basic goods or went off hunting as it was still the pre-war industrial era. Then there is the matter of the climate up there, with weather reports showing that much of Alaska has become an inhospitable white hell where if anyone survived, they'd have to have gone insane or are of little use to the nation as a whole. But the prospect of saving servicemen imprisoned for the crime of serving their country is what they need to get this expedition started. Yeah, because I was about to say, dude, like, go save our boys. Outside the vault, is there anything even up there? Well, it's Alaska. Something must have survived, right? So I guess we'll have to see. Or do I have to spend more PP to get more things started for it? Let's see. Did it give us another Alaskan dinghy choice? Let's construct more power plants. Let's also deploy Red Team again, because that'll deploy against everyone who I'm at war with currently. No, it didn't. Okay. We also need to move our aircraft carrier and stuff to Norfolk. Because those are the fleets that we took from them. Which I don't think there's anyone who would be able to sink our aircraft carriers, but I'm just a little afraid. Oh, wait, no, we haven't retaken Norfolk yet. Whoops, okay. Wait, where did your guys's... I was wondering why you weren't across the way yet. It's because of this, but also this. Because the front line did what it did last time, and it stopped right at the beginning of the strait. And that got rid of our arrow to kill off the rest of these guys. Because once we move across, we can head towards Norfolk. I could just drop Marines on Norfolk also. That's also an option for us here. Okay, perfect.
Fucking president's watching us like a hawk.
And you know what? That's just what we're gonna do. I don't know. We have so much so many more islands to take, though. I really don't want to drop them into Norfolk and then have to sit there with them. Yeah, you guys are gonna still keep doing your island hops. Let's land you in the Bahamas here. Let's try to retake a lot of this. I feel like that's good. Yeah. I love how all this guy needs is convoys, and he's just ready to go instantly. I need to give him more Marines. Okay, let's get specialist training. And now...
Fucking president's watching us like a hawk.
What group was...
Enclave here.
Okay, it was these guys, right? Yeah. Is that all of you guys? Okay, yeah, all of them are over here. So let's get you guys back and ready to drop from outside of Palm Beach, too. You guys are actually going to drop over onto New Blight. I don't think we have air cover over there, though, actually. No, we do. It's in this entire area. Never mind. Let's get to dropping, boys. Ah, crap. That's right. Okay, we're not going to do it as much for this one, like splitting them up. I guess we could, though. Huh. Okay.
Enclave here.
We'll drop 2 onto New Bite, because I just realized that's New Bite, not New Blight. And then let's drop
Fucking president's watching us like a hawk.
2 next to it. Boom.
Enclave here.
Let's drop another 2 on the other side. Perfect. And then
Fucking president's watching us like a hawk.
I'm going to drop 1 here.
This is Enclave main com.
1 here.
Enclave here.
1 here.
Why isn't
And
your
then
video
our
frame working?
last guy here. Where do I drop you? Do I drop you here to try to take a port? Oh, God. I keep zooming in way too much. Yeah, drop next to that port. Perfect.
That's a no one.
And then so they should be heading off over there, correct? No, none of the divisions attached to it. Why did none of the divisions attach? You guys annoy me. Okay.
Everything's always tighter out here at Enclave.
Oh, God, okay. 2 on that one.
And the fucking president's watching us like a hawk.
2 on that one. I don't know which one that actually went
That's a no
to.
one.
Because these are both flying over each other.
Who the hell is this? The president? You look... Everything's always tighter out here at Enclave.
Okay, just go. Upstate Federation should be up here. Yep. Perfect. Why have you guys decided not to push into there? I'm a little confused. I'm not gonna lie.
Main com.
Okay, I need you guys to actually push this line here, please. Huh. Yeah, see, they're pushing up behind you. What do you, like, I'm so confused as to what you guys are doing right now. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you guys, you're irking me a little bit here, boys.
Who the hell is this?
What group is this? This is you? Okay.
You look...
Purple, go away. Go to this front. Push in them. Please, just do that. Okay, Marines. Okay, I think they're already on their way.
Enclave here.
I have this group here that are just kind of on standby in case they gotta move somewhere. Paratroopers actually did wonders down here. Let me take one of you guys, and then you're gonna push up this. We're sinking more fleets though that have come out to play. There goes Cuba. How many ships did you have left, Cuba? A oil rig Victors. Huh. A decent amount actually. Not bad, not bad, not bad, good sir. Okay. We have taken pretty much all the islands. Who is this? You are nobody, apparently. I guess you're just still surviving because of this little area here. Am I still at war against you, is the question. Yes, yes I am. Okay.
Everything's always tighter out here at Enclave.
Where did I have you going? Oh, you're landing in Scrub Hill. That's right. Get going. I guess it's if I have my Navy over there. Oh, he passes through this just slightly. Okay. Start going around that then. Get going to Boyos.
Enclave here.
And then we have our other Marines over here. And I guess I could drop these Marines into these areas here from the Bahamas. Because I don't own these. I was kind of hoping I could do it the other one if they were close enough. Okay, just drop everyone there for the time being then. I guess we could do multiple areas with them too, but I'm kind of eh. Just go. I'll have you set up a new one once you get going. 8 days. Okay, so they're heading out.
That's a no one.
It's the pits. Pittsburgh is ours. The stars and stripes fly high above the U.S. Steel Tower once more as our soldiers manage to secure the city and bring it under control from the raiders. Before our arrival, it was run by raiders and their would-be king who planned on creating it as the capital of a new empire. The supposed Grand Raider and Slave Empire didn't even last a fight with Uncle Sam. We would like to say it was after intense urban fighting, but most of the raiders that ran the city had grown complacent, bullying a bunch of tired slaves. When faced by the full might of the United States, America's military, they collapsed. The only real holdout was their so-called leader, a man by the name of Assure, who quickly surrendered when we started threatened to airstrike his palace in the old cathedral of Learning in downtown. Yes, that's its real name. We didn't make that up. Okay, because I was confused. Learning in downtown. I was like, huh? A few holdouts still exist, but the smart ones are starting to surrender. Now that it is in our hands, the importance of the city cannot be understated. Pre-war Pittsburgh built everything from vertibirds to power armor, weapons, and munitions. And if we're going to rebuild the East Coast, we are going to need this city's industry. If only it was that easy. Pittsburgh is a polluted and irradiated hellhole with orange skies and poisoned waters. It has been noted the three rivers are giving off unhealthy levels of radiation, and it leads to a degenerative neural disease for anyone born in or around the city. That explains the weird mutants we've been having to vaporize in some of the more depopulated areas. The raiders and slaves we captured call them trogs, and apparently they've been around since the time of the Great War. Despite local commanders' requests to level the city, we can't risk destruction of its vital production capacity. That, of course, leaves the former slaves, many of whom appear too similar to what we found in former Legion territory. While some look to us with a few believe they've traded up Assure for just another master. Super mutants aren't affected by this, are they? Get the EPA in there now. So we get production for both. Turns out, no, it doesn't. So I guess we can just use super mutants, or should we send it in the EPA? I mean, we have the EPA. Let's get the EPA in there, because if we can just, like, fully, like, help the city for everybody and just not just super mutants, that works. If the EPA ever had its work cut out for it, it would be here in the pit. The president's simple order of having the pit geckoed has ballooned into quite possibly the single greatest endeavor the agency has ever embarked on. Used to dealing with radiation and the plentiful toxic waste dump, the initial survey team was overwhelmed by the sheer toxic mess of industrial runoff, pollution, and radiation. Nearly every instance of the agency that can be has been mobilized and made way for the East Coast. With the EPA setting up a field office in a train yard just outside the city, plans are being drawn up as well as survey teams being sent up the rivers to try and find a way to stop the flow of radiation into the city itself. From the words of Director Coy, this will either be the crowning achievement of my career or my greatest failure. Well, you got the weight of the country behind you. Unlocks a decision to restore Pittsburgh. Okay. So that does just let us restore Pittsburgh. Now the question is it to restore with a Geck or like decision from here? I'm going to send up another astronaut team just to see if we get anything new, but we're probably not going to get any new decisions from that anymore. Oop. Let's restore watershed, feral ghoul removal. Ooh, optimize factory machines. Hoover Dam. Okay, so it doesn't look like we have options as like a decision with PP to do it. Okay. Which means it's through Gex. which I passed over it at some point on accident. There it is. Okay. Let's see. Where are you? London? Huh. I'm gonna continue the game while I look through this. There's so many areas. I saw Shelby. Huh. I'm probably not gonna find it that easily through this. There's so many different areas here. You know what? Let's just go San Felipe. Deploy Geck there. Why not? Oh, dude, we're sinking so many convoys around these guys. Yeah, once you're ready to go, because it looks like you are pretty much ready to go, send out. Ship out, boys. Okay, they're heading out now.
Enclave here.
Ooh, let's actually do this. Construction. Let's quickly build an airfield up. I guess a bigger airfield here. Advanced power plant. So, fleet reports from Juneau. Ever since the fleet set sail, it's been receiving orders to investigate the Panhandle as well as the state's former capital at Juneau. Sailing up the frozen isles, several vertibirds flew over the state capital, and it's not looking good. The harsh climate that has dominated Alaska following the Great War has left the city frozen in time. There are a few nuclear craters identified, and judging by the wrecks in the water around the area, it is possible a few landed in the ocean. However, the city streets are deserted, not even a sign of raiders or other rogue elements you'd expect to find in an abandoned post-war city. A few power armor units set down near the old Capitol building, and even the robots that patrolled the area have been frozen solid. Their circuits long destroyed by the harsh weather. It was here that there were signs of life. But it was feral ghouls that crawled out of a car park. We say ghouls as is the closest approximation our soldiers could get. The report says they were black-skinned, had red eyes, and were missing limbs and body parts, likely from frostbite. The team retreated back to the fleet before alerting any more of the creatures. Looks like no one survived. So, well, it's just one settlement. It's the third largest city in the state. Oh, God. I feel like there will be people. If there is one thing humans are good at, it is living in a inhospitable area. And then thriving in said inhospitable area. Like, when they say humans are very much an invasive species, they are not wrong. Humans are probably one of the most invasive species on this planet. By a long shot. Okay, let's do this. Let's grab some cast to put over. Let's get a good amount of cast. Because we're definitely going to go over on the number for this airfield, but it'll be fine. It's getting built up quickly. And then let's grab some transport planes. I'm going to grab 200, but I'm only going to put 100 of them air supplying. Perfect. And now that that's set up, I want you guys to... Ooh, how do I want to do this? I kind of wish you could do the same thing you could do with the Marines if you, like, left-click. Actually, let me try that. Oh, I have to wait for them to deploy. Okay, give me a second. Because I don't think did I try... I think I tried shift right-clicking, but I can't remember. There has to be an easier way to do this, right? Or is there not an easier way to do this? I've never really done, like, handled paradrops all that much. Like, I've done it a few times, but not, like, a lot. And usually when I did do it, it's the way that I'm doing now. Which I think is the way you have to do it. Okay, how are my Marines doing over here? What is that? They have like a giant robot built over that port or something? I'm so confused.
Enclave here.
Yeah, we're just gonna murder all of these guys here. Our other Marines are also currently making landings. Perfect.
Why isn't your video feed working?
Okay, now push into that port. Nice. Okay, they're all gone.
Enclave here.
Okay, I want you guys to set up to start making a naval launch from this. We already have that. We have this. We don't have this yet. Okay. Naval launch out of this. And then let's send you guys here.
Who the hell is this? The president?
And then...
The fucking
Oh,
president's
not gonna lie, I kind of forgot about you guys. You all pretty much just landed here.
Who the hell is this? The
That's fine.
president?
Marching off to Bedlam. It's taken years of work, countless hours of research, and intensive monetary investment, but our gambit has finally paid off. We have forever changed the way our prison system functions and operates. Oh God, dude, this is something like we made a decision on at like the beginning of this playthrough, like hours and hours and hours of playthrough ago. The differences between the new prisons and the old ones are myriad and mostly boil down to fall shorter prison sentences and smaller decentralized jails, while focuses on rehabilitation and reintegration into society more than they focus on punishment. Couple this with an integration of schools, workshops, recreational activities, more visitation hours, and anti-violence and chems, counseling into the prisons, and already we're seeing this is a decrease in the rate of recidivism, and even violent crime overall. All the while, criminal psychologists look towards the future. Studies have been conducted toward the root causes of crime within the mind, and they search for ways to eliminate it altogether, though that may be years or even decades away. Crazy, he calls me. Nah. So investment in research may take years, but undoing it all takes one stroke of the pen. So we could just stop it all and just reintroduce federal correctional institutions. Nah, we're gonna keep it. Add reformative corrections. It's not like we really need it at this point. We've pretty much changed. We're pretty much just taking the whole world. Oh man, I just messed that up. I thought I clicked the one, but I clicked both. I was kind of hoping they'd get there before we push them out. That's fine.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Why isn't your
And then I need you guys to
video
push that way like that. And then I need you guys to push that way. Traders from Hawaii. Let's just get political PP instability there.
Who the hell is this?
Okay, you guys are irking me right now. We have a port here. I don't know why they're not going to the airfield. Come back to the island, please. Go there. At this point, the Marines are just going to do everything. Okay, how's this looking now for you guys? Should be good to go.
The president?
Instead of dropping on key points, I might drop just where they're around where there's a port so they can get supplied easily. So like this, I might take this area with at least some of them. God, let me do this real quick. No, don't delete it. Oh God, okay, that came back worse turning it back on there. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it off for a second because it is angry.
That's a no one. Everything's always tighter out here at Enclave.
Okay, this way we could secure like a beachhead with our
Why
paratroopers.
isn't your video feed working?
And then the rest of these guys can actually go for like the capital, or we could send them up here. And then this way we could have two fronts open up, and then we can move out and in deeper. Ah, the issue is though that we don't have a port here because I don't think that's connected. Okay, then I'll have to do
Everything's tighter
this.
out here at Enclave.
Oh, that's one whole thing there. Okay.
Who the hell is this?
I'm gonna drop one guy there.
Because
Because one guy should be able to take that easily. And then I'll drop another two there.
This is Enclave main comm.
And then, you know what? We're going to try to take that port there. We'll drop two guys there.
Enclave
Right on
here.
it. Let's drop two guys here to the right.
This is Enclave main comm.
Two guys there.
This is Enclave main
And then
comm.
one guy here. Because we're just going to try to protect against any kind of reinforcements on that port too early. Perfect. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, my God. Okay, these are just national parks. I'm sorry to say this, guys. I'm not reading all this. This will legit take me this will to be so long. These are just all national parks restored. Holy Jesus. Okay, the one that has an image on it we'll read. Oh my God, that is crazy. Well, at least that got us to max legitimacy. Oh my God. That's like every national park that there is. Okay, we'll read Yellowstone because it has an image. Yellowstone National Park restored. In the wake of the Great Restoration, the majestic blackened spire, once known as Yellowstone National Park, emerges from the shadows of its chaotic past. Following decades of meticulous planning and unparalleled engineering prowess, the park is reborn as a symbol of the rebirth of the United States. Workers and scientists from the Restoration Authority, guided by the unyielding vision of the new government, have labored tirelessly to tame the once turbulent geothermal features. Massive containment systems now regulate the geysers and lava flows, transforming the caldera into a stunning display of controlled geothermal power rather than an unpredictable hazard. The air is cleared and the toxic flora is eradicated, replaced by thriving, artificially nurtured gardens and restored wildlife sanctuaries. However, amidst the grand restoration efforts, a curious anomaly is discovered in the depths of the park's former research facility, a manufacturing pre-war AI. Its memory banks partially corrupted but still functional. As technicians access its archaic systems, they are greeted by the holographic visage of a man dressed in early 20th century attire with a striking resemblance to Theodore Roosevelt. The AI, though, fragmented and eccentric, frequently broadcasts motivational speeches and declarations of manifest destiny. Yep, that's Theodore Roosevelt. Its logic circuits still wired to the ideals of the era it was programmed to preserve. The technicians, amused and intrigued, dubbed this relic Teddy's Ghost and repurposes it as a curious historical expedition or exhibit for the park's new visitor center. The hologram's anarchistic and boisterous personality, while humorous, serves as a quirky nod to the nation's historical roots. As the park reopens its gates to the public, the once ruined wilderness now stands as a testament to human ingenuity and resilience. Visitors marvel at the serene beauty of the rejuvenated landscape, unaware of the peculiar digital specter that watches over them, an echo from a bygone age, now a cherished part of the park's riches and restored heritages. Teddy AI, what? I love that so much. Okay, they're moving to the airfield to pretty much blast off here in a second. We have Puerto Rico hiding away back there.
This is Enclave main
Okay,
comm.
once you guys can set off, I need you guys to set off.
Who the hell is this? The president?
I don't know if that's actually been reclaimed by us or no. No, it hasn't. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay, they're
the
moving
one.
into there. Okay, let me look at mainland real quick. How's this looking? Okay, we're on our way to take Norfolk. This is good. Our forces up here are actually doing something.
That's a no one.
So that's also nice. Let me expand this out a little bit more. Oh god, where is it? I can't remember who I just had clicked.
This is Enclave.
Oh, there you are. Okay, we got specialist training done. We are almost done with the American or the new American army. So, new American Titans.
This is Enclave maincom.
Is that all three of you up here?
Enclave here. Why isn't your video feed working?
Okay, not all of you. Some of you are...
Enclave
Okay.
maincom.
What I'm going to do then is I'm going to move some of you up here to just help deal with a little bit of this. Because
Enclave
honestly,
here.
I'm just going to leave the islands to the paratroopers and the marines at this point. And just move the rest of these guys
And the fucking president's watching us like a hawk.
to just kind of help support all these other areas. Because our guys are kind of getting split up in weird ways now for some of these areas.
Why isn't your video feed working?
Okay, where do I put you at? I guess, yeah, go here and then push through this little area. There's just so many different, like, little areas that they split off around up there, which gets annoying. Okay,
Who the hell is
my
this?
man, it is time
The
for you
president?
to naval invade this. And then... Okay, I was going to try to send one of them here because that's kind of annoying me. But that's fine, I guess, at this point. Go take that. Please, just go take that. They're all heading out.
Here.
Okay, these Marines are ready to go. Now let's do this. Let's try to split these guys up a little
Why
bit.
isn't your video feed
I
working?
want to see if this actually works. I think it does.
Why isn't your video feed working?
Kind of like how we do with the paratroopers. Yeah, it does. Okay, cool. Let's do this then. We'll drop one of you there.
This is Enclave maincom.
These are like small islands. We'll drop one of you there. Yeah? Yeah.
Enclave here.
And then I want to drop the other two guys here. I want to see if
Enclave here.
two of my Marines can take the new capital in this port. Okay, and then when you're ready to go, get going.
That's a no one.
Perfect. Their images throw me off because their images just keep changing.
Enclave here.
Okay, some of you... Oh, I think it's those guys. Yeah, it's these two guys that aren't moving.
This is Enclave maincom.
2 divisions are going there. 2 divisions are going here. Okay, so it's not... These guys aren't going. Okay. So you... You know, let's do both of them. Why not? Let me select both of you.
Who the hell is this?
Both of you are just going to go out of here
Look,
and then just take that port. Please, just do that. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Oh, he took New York City. Perfect, perfect. My new series for Infection Free Zone that I started today is actually in New York City.
everything's always tighter out here at Enclave.
I didn't drop that, or didn't put troops around this. So annoying.
That's a no one.
Why must you do this to me, game?
Who the hell is this?
Let's move around this way. I love that it shows Project Purity here, though. That's actually kind of cool.
Enclave here.
I just want everything, like, killed off and pushed inwards, please. Okay, let's drop our Air Force in. It still says that they're not ready to go. I guess just go when you're ready. Oh, never mind. They were absolutely ready to go. Okay, Bahamas unitary state actually has fallen now, so that's great. Okay, boys.
Tighter out here at Enclave.
Let me delete that. I'm just hoping these guys will actually do their mission well enough when they're ready to go.
President's watching us like a
Now I want
hawk.
you guys to leave out of South Bahamas and land. Honestly, after we take that, there should be everything there. Can I get you just to land in Puerto Rico? Which we still have, God, a bunch of area over here too. Yeah, just go land in Puerto Rico. Let me get my Navy to push that way. I don't know if my Navy can reach all the way out here yet. But, yeah, I guess I can. Cool, okay. As we're just, like, snaking everywhere. And just taking everything. Jesus, dude, they have so many units on this port. Oh my God, they really wanted to hold that port. I need you guys to help relieve that port. We need that port. We're killing off a lot of them, but the ones that are dropping directly on their head are losing organization fast. Use Fat Mans. I need you guys to use every power that you have right now. Okay, so that island is on its own, but we do have this taken, so that's good. We have the northern part taken. Oh, dude, once they started popping the Fat Mans, it was over. Look at this. Dude, oh my God. They just dominated by popping those Fat Mans.
Enclave here.
Okay, before they can restructure any kind of defense here.
This is Enclave main com.
Okay, first off, I'm just gonna delete all these. This is getting annoying. Okay.
Everything's always tighter out here at Enclave.
Can I just do this? Select you guys.
Watching us like a hawk.
Okay, yeah, that works. Okay, perfect. Because those guys aren't selected for this front line.
Enclave here.
Okay, he's still pushing into that.
This is Enclave
He should
main
use
com.
this port to get out here. To join this
Why isn't
line.
your video feed working?
And now let me... Okay, yeah, you're pushing there. Let me select all of you now. Do your front line here. And then let's have you guys push out this way. And then
Hell is this?
I'm going to have all of you guys push out this way. And then meet up somewhere in the middle. We still have air and cast superiority here, so we're perfect on that. We won't have it over here, though, for Puerto Rico, but our Marines... I feel like our Marines will be fine. Okay, so these Marines took this. Oh, there's still that there, but that's fine.
This is Enclave main com.
They're dropping there. That was just infrastructure.
That's a no one.
What happened to the Marines that were landing here? Fleet reaches Anchorage. So the expedition has reached Anchorage and is reporting temperatures in the high negatives. Yes, you are reading that correctly. High negatives. The ambient temperature is around negative 50 degrees, and sailors are having to fight to keep the ice from sinking their ships. Jesus! Due to the turbulent waters around the city, we anticipated this, however, and winterized most of the vertibirds brought along, but they have to be constantly running in order to not shut down. A large contingent from the fleet has landed at Joint Base Elmendorf Richardson, JBER, and is expected to begin preliminary searches in Anchorage tomorrow. Overflights of the city, however, aren't painting a pretty picture, much like Genoa, and the city is frozen in time. Aside from the destruction brought upon by the Great War, seems the PRC had hopes of reclaiming the state, as they're reporting fewer craters than seen at Genoa. The remains of the large military contingent that was stationed here as military convoys and pro-USA decoration lines the city, however, the city streets remain quiet and still. Not even fires are reported, as if a chilling example of what has become of the city. The 914 millimeter guns of Anchorage. That's some big guns. Jesus. 914 millimeter guns of Anchorage have been destroyed by the elements, falling down the cliffs and shattered like glass. Suffice to say that a lot of the expedition feels uneasy about all this. It's just the way it is. This is Alaska's largest city. I love how it says but as the next event that's going to pop for that. Who has our Navy fought? Oh, okay, so we're fighting... We destroyed 3 small ships here. 3 light canoes. Were they just fishing vessels? Commander Shepard. Oh, okay, yeah, Shepard wounded. That's fine. That's fine. I like how we sunk some ships in this little pond right here. That's actually funny.
Who the hell is this? The president?
Oh, we're gonna... Oh, well, we're gonna surround those guys. We might just overrun them, honestly, here in a second. Okay, Cobalt, Talon contractors. I guess that was these little guys here. Okay.
Enclave here.
I need to stretch your guys' front lines down. And then your guys' front line, I need stretched down.
President?
There we go. And how's everyone else looking? So these guys are almost out of the fight. We're moving in some weird patterns through here, apparently. Okay, that's good. He stretched that line back around. And honestly, it looks like we just need to re-situate the attack on that. And then we're pushing into the gunners area, which I think is an unoccupied area. I'm going to move some of our power armor guys from over here to down here. To help just kind of close this off. Like how it was called Raven Rock and then Raven City. We've taken Raven Rock, but now they're about to take it back, honestly. What other people do we have up here? Okay, so it's you guys. Okay, you guys are going to push up here. Wait. How did you guys get up here? I am so confused right now. I am super confused how they're up here like this. Huh? I mean, I'm not questioning it. That'll help us move through that area quicker, but yeah. Underground hydroponics. Oh, that's actually great. That's cool. And then HEPA 20 cartridge filters. That's also pretty sweet. Okay, Marines, how are you guys doing? Okay, so you've taken this area.
I'll have your sorry ass in a sling.
I need you guys to push this way. And the rest of my Marines were successful.
This is Enclave Maincom.
I need you guys to execute onto Puerto Rico. Okay, so that's Onionburg. Do they have like a giant onion there or something? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Enclave here.
Finish off all these guys that we have surrounded. So that way you guys can be repositioned into other areas, please. Motorized got down here quick. The weather grows worse. The expedition has sent in a few well-armed patrols into the city and encountered more of the frostbitten black ghouls that haunt the remains of Anchorage. No casualties were reported, but that is mostly thanks to air support and heavy ordnance. Signals intelligence aboard the ships are monitoring the airwaves of radio traffic about the presence of the fleet, but are returning nothing but dead air. Not even pre-war recordings or the radio are being heard. The entire atmosphere of the city seems dead and frozen, if not hostile, as if Mother Nature herself knows this is where it all began and doesn't want us there. At least, that was what the report said, since the expedition commander, in reporting that, the weather is growing worse. Temperature at night are dropping to around negative 100 degrees, and even his ships are starting to suffer the effects of the cold. He plans to finally enter the vault as well as send a short-range recon flight north over the mountains around Anchorage before beginning the return trip home. Oh, dude, the other side of those mountains are probably going to be just flush. They're going to be just full of greenery. Watch. Or another city's going to be back there. Trying to establish an outpost or anything in this region is an idiot or a fool with a death wish. Even if there were resources, the cost just to keep those to extract them alive would be far greater than anything we could get out of the state. So we should have just grabbed the men and left. It's not about the destination, but the journey. I'm going to slug you. That's great. Okay. Nice. Yeah, we pushed these guys out. Economic resurgence. Great news, everyone. As our Marines are just destroying everything and everyone that they can counter here. I totally forgot I was able to put heavy AA batteries and missile artillery batteries on these Marine units. I totally forgot about that. Wait a minute, these don't require manpower. These say a minus... Oh, no, okay, that's just normal. Okay. I was so confused for a second. Okay, is that all of your guys' drops over here? Yes, yes, it is. They still have... God, some of that stuff there.
President's watching us like a hawk.
Okay, you guys took that. I need you guys, since you guys can just instantly pretty much go the moment you go. Like, just come here and just drop all around this. Just take everything that's there.
That's a no one.
I want you guys just to come over here. I'm going to do a front line on this. Just take that ground because it is just so dumb that they'll stay alive even with that little bit of territory. More economic resurgence. Advanced lockdown protocols. So that gives us attack and defense on 4 territory. That's cool. We'll just take it. At this point, we're just taking research to take it. Right now. Oh, are our paratroopers getting pushed back now? Well, we don't really have that great of a line of paratroopers here either, though. Why aren't you guys returning to your line over here? You have a port. Okay, so one of you is returning to your line. The stars and stripes forever. The men and women who missed the end of the world stumbled out of their suspended animation pods looking at the oddly short men and women who handed them blankets and a soup that tasted almost like chicken. Don't worry, said one of the nurses. It's been a while, but on behalf of the Enclave, let me assure you that the Star-Spangled Banner yet waves over the land of the free and the home of the brave. You honestly didn't miss much. So load order of battle file, ERB Alaska. I don't know. Oh, did that just straight up give us units? Apparently, the Alaskan platoons is what we got from that. Well, let's change you guys out with some of our Enclave power armor troops. And then, you know what? Oh, no, we only have 20 there. You know, go to Alaska. I about said go to Alaska. You guys just came back from Alaska. I don't think you want to come back or go back. Let's send you guys to this front here. If you even, like, make it there in time before they fall.
Enclave here.
Who did I put in charge of you? Sam Houston? Okay. Oh, our other Marines are making landing in Puerto Rico.
The president?
Now, the Puerto Rican landing doesn't have any air power to help them, so we'll see how that goes. Who are you guys again? Okay, you're... Oh, no, but they have a level 9 unit general, though. That's about to be deploying Fat Mans on these beaches. They're about to be launching Fat Mans from the landing crafts, is what about to happen. Oh my god, these guys were really trying to protect their port here. Actually do this. I'm gonna have one of you push this way, one of you push this way. Because these guys' organization are so low, we'll instantly push them out. And then there's no one here. This way we could just instantly, and never mind, we took it before we could just murder them all. Before we can get a surround going. Okay, push across Puerto Rico. Oh, Jesus, okay. Finally, they fall. Okay, so they've all fallen then. In that area, at least. So submit demands. Oh my god. Yeah, these guys had gained a lot. Oh yeah, because this is how much territory they had gotten by the time I got over here. That's what they're called, the ERA. The Eastern Reconstruction Authority. They're like us, but they're in their infancy. No, we're not gonna take Rivet City's ships. Oh, we got Whispers of Hope. So economic resurgence. This is just a depot that we rebuilt. Okay. Whispers of Hope. Due to our efforts to rebuild this once great country, every day there are more who believe in our American dream. Whispers of a new dawn are spread across the radio waves, in the bars and homes. Stories of a president who can sway even his bitter enemies with words and is incorrigible of soul. Ask not what your government could do for you. I need you for the U.S. Army. No, ask not what your government can do for you, but what you can do for your government. Okay.
The fucking president's watching us like a hawk.
Honestly, we have you guys pushing through here. We don't really need to deal with any of that. I do need, though, a lot of... Oh, God, okay, that doesn't lead anywhere with that. Okay. Supply lines going up this way, please. What is that doing? Good sir. Oh, it's because of this. Yeah, we're going to connect it like that. That was confusing me majorly for a second there. I was like, why are you looking like this? And then let's do a naval base here. We'll also do a naval base there, and then a naval base here, and then here. Anywhere where the roads are. Because that'll help us a lot with getting that. Also, I need a naval base set up here. So that way we can naval invade from this. Also, we could just paratroop from this too. So let's set up some air bases here too. Because why not, good sir? Oh, we don't own any of that fully yet. Okay. So that means we should own... Yeah, we own Norfolk now. I need my aircraft carrier to go up to Norfolk. So that way we could take that. They weren't out at sea, were they? No, they had no orders. Okay, yeah. Come over here to Norfolk. Oh, okay, that's why I wasn't seeing it. They're taking the river to Norfolk. That is so weird, but okay. I'm about it, I guess. Imagine seeing aircraft carriers coming up the river. That'd be wild. That'd be a wild sight. Man. Okay, our paratroopers have pushed a good bit.
Enclave here.
These guys are pretty much cut off, yeah. So they're gonna get... Oh, well, yeah. They're gone too. The new American Titans. And then let's take power armor integration. So pretty much once we're not at war against everybody, I'm just gonna pause and unpause for events. And we'll finish out the events. Because at this point, we've pretty much... We've taken everything. Like... But I'm gonna wait until we fully actually taken everything. Because what I'm also gonna do is... These paratroopers, you guys aren't gonna sit here anymore. Oh, crap. I didn't think about that, though. Because these guys we have a truce with. For some reason. Until 2285, October 9th. And then these guys in Montreal, we do actually have... Okay. So what I could do is take these guys and then... Where did the airfield get built at over here? Okay, it's right here. And then with that, by the time we take this, we could take these guys. It's just an endless wall of ice and snow. The expedition commander has compiled... That's the edge of the Earth. We're flat Earth. That's why you're seeing just a wall of ice. That's the edge of the Earth. The expedition commander has compiled his final report, and with it, the results of the final recon flight north of Anchorage. For the bulk of the flight, it was as everywhere else in the state. Cold, lifeless, dead. Many of the roadside inns were long abandoned, and the highways were littered with military convoys and vehicles trying to escape the city. There were the remains of the Chinese army, their destroyed equipment still lying where it was destroyed, as well as a few long-dead U.S. Army posts. Just before the vertibirds was forced to turn back because of the winter, however, they caught signs of life for the first time in the expedition. A group of hunters, it seemed, dressed in furs and armed with spears and other crude weapons. Our pilots couldn't get a good look at. Seems that humans are indeed surviving up in the cold Alaskan wilderness despite what Alaska is throwing at them. However, they appear, at least from a distance of the vertebrate anyway, to have regressed to a hunter-gatherer state. I mean, they'd have to. Which one would expect in the colds of Alaska where growing crops is impossible, and the only way to survive is to hunt enough to survive the winter. They watched the vertibirds for some time. One even seemed to wave at them. By that point, however, the weather was growing so bad that vertibird had to turn back. Perhaps when the climate stabilizes, we can venture north again. For now, however, it's best just to leave Alaska as it is and focus on the lower 48 instead of wasting more time up there. Well, who would have thought? Just leave them alone. That's big sad. Oh, we already own that small island. Perfect. Perfection. And we're finishing off the last of them there. Nice. And they're going to return to these lines and just push the last of the Dominican Republic there, because that's where their capital moved to. And then our Marines here will push over to these other small islands. And then we're going to do the same thing here as we've done before.
Enclave here.
2 of you are gonna land on the capital.
This is Enclave main com.
And then we're going to do a bunch of onesies on each of these islands.
Enclave here.
Are these islands too far? Crap. Okay, we're going to have to land like this then. And actually, let me do this. Let me delete these if I can't land on multiples like that.
Fucking president's watching us like a hawk.
I'll do 4 of you landing on the capital just to make sure we can take it. Because we actually don't have air support, when I think about it. And then the other 3 will make landing on this smaller island here. Crap, that didn't actually... There we go. Perfect. Now, they do have an airfield here, though, with 600 slots. Okay. Then we'll get, like, what, 200 fighters in the air over the West Indies. And let's grab some CAS. Oh, nope, those are fighters again. CAS. Let's throw 400 because I did 200 fighters. That'll give me 600. In this airfield. And now close air support. Now something I'm wondering though. Nah, we're not paratrooping that far. I was gonna give them dream lifters, but nah.
Enclave here.
Who was it that's here anyway? Oh, that's Harrison. Okay, yeah. So when you guys are ready, just go. So in 4 days. Oh, our Navy's not out here. Okay, I was wondering why it said I didn't have naval support. Okay, go there. Or naval supremacy. Okay, outside of that, now... How are... These guys should be heading their... Like, heading up here. My paratroopers. Wait, this is not my paratroopers. Man.
Who the hell is this? The president?
Oh. These guys survived right here in this little spot. We just landed everywhere around them and then just sat there for a second. Is that not... Are they not dead yet? Is the Bahamas... Dude, what else does the Bahamas own at this point? Is there a little sliver of... Okay. I was like, bro, is there like a tiny like sliver of land somewhere? Is my backyard still held by the Bahamas somewhere?
This is Enclave main com.
Okay, perfect. I want you guys to just straight... You know what? What island are you guys on? You're here. Okay. Naval invade out of this. You're going to go all the way down here to St. John's. Just land directly on their capital. Since you guys can just, just instantly do it. I'll just have you do that, and then you'll just go to the other one.
This is Enclave main com.
I'm actually gonna have you guys though move north to possibly naval invade out of. We don't have any right here. I guess we could do it somewhere around here. Just come up here. And I'll just build a naval base here for you guys to use. This way I'll have them set up for it instantly, and then my paratroopers for when we do actually go to take it. And then...
Enclave main com.
No, this is just a different unit. I wasn't sure if that was my paratroopers, but my paratroopers aren't up there yet. They're moving, though. Let's give you motorization priority, and then let's actually just set you to strategic deployment. Get up there quick. Let's see what else we have. So, restore train yards. Just keep preparing batches of... oh, my God. Oh, Chrysalis motors. We'll do that. And then we have so many bases that we could bring back. Do this, and this. Clean up nuclear waste. Let's do capital wasteland exploration. Let's just pop all of these. Establish an outpost. Man. Okay, we've defeated Puerto Rico. I see you hiding away right there, Haiti. Don't think I don't see you sitting there.
Who the hell is this? The president?
Okay, I'm gonna move my Air Force. I guess just we'll just move the cargo planes here. That's all I really need here.
The fucking president's watching us like a hawk.
I'm just gonna drop all 20 of you on top of that, on their heads there. And then just go when you're ready.
Enclave here.
Okay, these Marines have done the Lord's work with those drops. Can you move over here by walking?
The president?
No, you can't. Okay, that's so annoying. Okay.
This is Enclave main com.
One of you is going to drop there. Okay, so that's the whole... Okay, yeah, that's all of it.
That's a no one.
One of you going to drop there.
Enclave here.
Okay, so they're gone. Okay, so that's just another base. Another one is going to drop there.
Who the hell is this? The president?
Another one he's going to drop there.
Enclave here.
We're just going to make landings everywhere at this point.
Why isn't your video feed working?
Okay, perfect.
And the fucking president's watching us like a hawk.
And then when you guys are ready, just go.
This is Enclave main com.
These guys are already on their way to take that capital, and then they're going to spread out from around the capital. Oh, not even all the airborne even made it into Haiti before it was done. Okay, cool. Air Force. Yeah, I need you guys to stay here.
That's a no one.
Think about just dropping all of my... Okay, we're gonna do this. Let's drop some of the paratroopers
Tighter out here at Enclave.
from all the way over here to there.
Who the hell
Here's
is
hoping
this?
they don't have like 50 guys sitting on that location.
This is
Oh, crap. I clicked the wrong button. Ah, my God. Okay.
Ah, that's a no one.
I can't fully remember how many went down I went. Okay, just send whoever I have currently going
Ah, that's a
for
no
me.
one.
Oh, wait. I had 5 and 5. Okay.
This is Enclave
That makes it a bit
main
easier
comm.
then, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's
Who
these guys
the
then.
hell is this? The president?
Land on that small island.
This is Enclave main comm.
And then the other 5 will land on this small island. Perfect.
This is Enclave main comm.
And then our other 2 haven't made it over there yet. And we have the pre-war APCs finally.
Ah, that's a no one.
Fellas, why aren't you guys getting to your posts, please?
Your video feed working.
Is that why they're not launching? Oh my God, I hate this so much. Okay. I'm gonna re-put you guys into your own then. Just land there.
Everything's always tighter out here at Enclave.
What if I just take you out of
Who
this?
the hell
Will the
is
rest of them
this?
go now?
The president?
Oh man, you know what? Just delete it all.
Ah, that's a no one.
Oh, nope, wrong group. Rejoin these guys.
Who the hell is this?
I want you all to
The
come over here.
president?
Our Marines are making landings all over the place. Protests in the northern reaches. Wait, we already have free press, though. I guess re-add free press? Like, we already had free press going, but, okay, I guess. Wait, can we not take this, then? Oh my God, we need so much of the other stuff, too, focus-wise. Jesus. I thought it was just this. No, it's the robotics core, the LIBAR, transportation core, armored core, army reserves, and TRADOC also. Jesus, dude, that's all of this. All of this. So that's all of these. That is nuts. Yeah, dude. Okay, what else is around lore-wise? That's just way, way too long for us there. We're gonna do the Starlight Express. Oh, wait, no. We have this up here. Okay, so we can finally take Project Purity and get a broom. Let's take Project Purity. Okay, start building naval ports going up and down this. Just so we don't have to build roads up here.
This is Enclave main comm.
Okay. My paratroopers are here and ready to go. Let's just give us a little bit of air superiority over this. That's where we're going to be dropping right there. And then let's do cargo planes. We're going to put 2 airlifting supplies. And the other 2 will drop guys in. From carts to Corvegas. While the NCR in Texas had some access to motorization, it was limited to the wealthy and the army. Our arrival saw that every man had a car, just we didn't exactly tell every man how they would get that car. A sort of cottage derelict for 200 years, which led to a few interesting titles given out, including one to a Mr. Cash, who had a, and I quote, I'm not reading all those numbers, and 70 Cadillac. Surprised he got it all together. Dude, he had like a Cadillac from every year up to, pretty much he had a Cadillac from 49 to 70. The problem was, Chrysler Motors Corporation, the largest pre-war car manufacturing conglomerate, was very tight-lipped on its vehicle design. So much so that the factories out west didn't actually have the designs, but their assembly lines were programmed with ciphers that have been lost to time. Until now, with the reopening of the Chrysler building in Washington, D.C., data researchers have found the ciphers stashed away in a secured server. Those ciphers were then rapidly distributed across the coast to refurbished car plants, allowing them to once again begin producing things like the Highwayman, Atomic V8, Pick R Up, that's kind of funny, and the Fusion Flea. Soon, the roads will be filled with vehicles once more, even if it takes a few decades. Are these actual Fallout vehicle names? I've never actually looked to see what vehicle names are called. Oasis. Our explorers have seen some strange things in the Wasteland, but their most recent find may beat it all. They found living trees. No, not just live trees, but a living, talking tree person too. The tree calls himself Harold, and apparently was a ghoul from out west that had a tree grow around him that he calls Bob. Harold is now the source of a lush forest that is protected by a cult revering him as a god. That last bit makes things a tad difficult. Harold wants to die, and he wants us to help him. He insists his cultists will understand if he could talk to them before the deed is done. But his people have other ideas. One of the cultists wants us to apply some type of sap to stop Harold's growth, but keep him alive, while another wants us to apply some kind of liniment to accelerate the growth. I feel like in this case, we should just honor Harold's wish, right? Side with the Lord to accelerate Harold's growth. Let's just side with Harold here. Mutants attack. Our exploration team was unfortunate enough to stumble across a pack of mutated animals. They had to flee, and not everyone made it back. Aw. Contact lost. Our exploration team never reported back from their venture. The dangers of the wastelands have claimed more unfortunate souls. Dang, okay, we're having a bad day over here. Vault 92. Our team found an old vault not far from Old Olney. As with many vaults, it was some kind of twisted experiment that ended with everyone dying. The vault sits as a crumbling ruin full of all kinds of mutated animals, but we could pull some salvage from it. We could always use more scrap. Vault 112. Our exploration team looked longer than usual to report in, and that's because they discovered a functioning vault. With a strange twist, the inhabitants of the vault are trapped in some kind of stasis pods that keep them hooked up to a digital world. According to data pulled from the databanks, the overseer of this vault is a pre-war scientist named Stanzelis Braun, who has been tormenting the vault dwellers over the last 200 years. Our team was close to shutting down life support. Is this the little girl one in the VR? Down life support for the victims when they got a message from Doctor inside, who was aware of what they were doing and offered anything to keep from being trapped in the simulation alone. Our explorers still really want to go through with their plan to save the inhabitants from eternal torment, but the Doctor has promised to lend his knowledge to our cause if we leave him with his toys. Pull the plug. A pre-war mind is a terrible thing to waste. 8% research, but at this point we have everything researched, so pull the plug, put them out of their misery, and then raiders ambushed. Dang, we had some bad luck there for a little bit. Jesus. Okay, paratroopers. You guys are going to be the 75th Ghoul Ranger Regiment at this point. 75th Ghoul Ranger Regiment.
Everything's always tighter out here at Enclave.
The main group can be the 101st Ghoul Screaming Eagles. 101st Screaming Ghouls is what we'll call them. I'm just gonna drop all 10 of you right on the Capitol. Because why not? Okay, how's this looking down here? God, island hopping hasn't looked so good.
Why isn't your video feed working?
Okay, let's get rid of all of your current lines there.
Who the hell is this?
And then honestly, I'm just gonna do the rest of these island hops with these guys, since they're pretty much like instant.
This is Enclave main comm.
don't have to wait a few days for these guys to drop anywhere. Wait, I'm confused. Oh.
This is Enclave main com.
Okay, no, we can't actually get there. Okay. So that is one that we're going to have to drop onto.
This is Enclave main com.
Yeah, that one right there.
And the fucking president's watching us like a hawk.
I guess I could just add the other guys into him
But everything's always tighter out here.
to
at
make this a
Enclave.
lot easier. But honestly, we don't have as much to take anymore.
Ah, that's a no one. Why isn't your video feed working?
Okay. Little
This is
octopus man
Enclave
go
main
boom.
com.
And then deploy the fat mans, which we could easily kill these guys off, but I want the other Marines to come help them. I don't know if that was from me clicking the fat man or if that was actual nuke going off somewhere. Because that's kind of sketch. Okay, it doesn't seem like a nuke went off anywhere around here. Waters of Life. Even we were confused at the massive industrial facility around the Jefferson Memorial, since when we gained reports from locals in Rivet City, dove through what few data logs we could recover, and interrogated captured Eden soldiers to find out what the hell it is. Everything we recovered indicated that the memorial was turned into a facility that could purify all the water in the tidal basin at once. No radiation, no muck, just pure, clean, clear water. Stuff that on the West Coast is even hard to come by at times. So, of course, there was a massive battle between Eden's forces and the Brotherhood over control of it. Horrifyingly, Eden tried to release FEV into the water in an attempt to replicate the ideas of President Richardson. Why there is a convenient slot in the purifier is unknown. Of course, that now leaves us in charge of the damn thing. Given the advanced machinery and complex systems, it's best for us to take control of it, even if we'll be seen as tyrants for doing so. Sometimes cold pragmatism must be put into place. At the very least, we can use it to maintain control over the region. Given that we are the only source of clean water, doubt many will be willing to resist our efforts to restore the capital. Prepare for distribution to those willing to follow the law. What? This forces us into losing 5% legitimacy. Several settlements around the capital Wasteland in Northern Virginia will be more compliant and production of 50 water and project purity. Oh. Okay, get a broom. Wait, how are you guys doing?
Main com.
Oh, I don't think I'll... Oh. The Minutemen, where? Oh. Well, they were right here. I'll actually have to see if the Minutemen are an actual faction that you can use or not right now. Because I don't know. No. I think they're in the New England area, so I don't think they are. Because the New England mod hasn't been updated because Rust Belt Rising hasn't been updated. Because I would love to do a Minutemen playthrough also.
What the hell is this?
But that seems to be impossible at the moment. Okay, I need you guys to set up your naval invasion. I can't even... Not a valid province for the invasion. Can I not naval invade it at all? Or is it because we still have the truce? Okay, that's Jamaica and the West Indian Federation. Okay, is that all of the territory now? Yep.
Why isn't your video feed working?
Oh, crap.
This is Enclave main com.
We are pretty much about the proud owners of the world right now. Because I don't think there's any other islands and stuff that we don't own. I don't see anything out here. We have that little island there, but we already took that before. With the capture of another group or faction. Man! This is looking mighty beautiful, I do have to say. Let's get my...
Main com.
Okay, now we can combine both of our Marine groups here.
Ah, that's a no one.
Ah, Yeah, Harrison, I'm going to have to take your Marines from you too. Because I want to move these guys all... Oh, no, we can't declare war on these guys. Kind of irks me. Those are the only guys I'm not going to be able to take because we can't declare war on them. I'm going to still move my Marines up here, though, to set an example. That's like this. For some reason, our paratroopers won't launch either.
Your video feed working. But everything's always tighter out here at Enclave.
Are we not able to move into this territory? Because we have... Yeah, we have airlift planes that are standing by that aren't being deployed. We have air control. Get a broom. So the capital Wasteland. Raiders, super mutants, and slavers are part and parcel of living in Washington nowadays. What little law and order there is falls to a handful of under-equipped sheriffs and some would-be regulators. Even the Brotherhood couldn't restore order. It will be some time before we can return Washington to its original splendor and glory. Nonetheless, we've restored places before, and we'll restore Washington, just as we restored America. The biggest issue here is we'll need to do it ourselves, seeing as the industry here is about as robust and developed as women's rights in the Legion. Jesus. The military is setting up the DC Restoration Command, but it's still going to take a Herculean effort to restore Washington to what it once was. Thankfully, we got the whole of the West Coast backing us up. Honestly, it's not all that different than New Reno was. Okay, so we can actually do these. So the Ronto issue, Vault 87, mutants, restore the Pentagon, restore Capitol buildings, birthplace of America. We got a lot of stuff we could take. Rivet City, fix the Motro. Capital Wasteland, no more. I want to take that. So we will pretty much be right back with just the next events, pretty much. So I will see you guys in a moment. Because there's really nothing else for us to do or take. Or fight. Okay, we're back. So we just completed that national focus. So the Columbia Commonwealth, America's capital. In a significant step towards reclaiming the eastern United States, the United States of America has officially reinstated the Columbia Commonwealth, comprising the states of Virginia, Maryland, and Delaware. This historic move comes after months of coordinated military efforts to stabilize the region, which had been plagued by raiders, super mutants, and other rogue factions, with key cities like Washington, D.C., Norfolk, and Baltimore now under Enclave control. The Commonwealth is posted to become a major hub for rebuilding efforts. Following the United States of America's actions to restore order, engineers have set about to rebuild infrastructure and establish secure trade routes, have garnered support from the local populations. The restoration of the Columbia Commonwealth marks a strategic victory for the United States of America, securing vital access to the Chesapeake Bay and Potomac River, while solidifying the region as a key part of America's resurgence under the United States of America leadership. America is back. The Pit Purifier. Director Coy's plan is simple. Using the design of the Purifier in Washington, D.C., he plans to convert Heinz Stadium into an even larger version, as well, one able to remove the toxins and pollutants out of the river. The purified water will be pushed back into the Three River area, around the city, and the toxins incinerated until nothing remains. With the industry of the city able to directly support him, even in this current state, as well as capacity of the West Coast, he thinks he can get the job done in 2 months total. All he needs is the funding. All right, get back to work. Lose 500 manpower. Oh, because we're giving him manpower for the job. Excavation begins. If ever there was a daunting task, it's going to be the excavation of Pittsburgh. Just like DC, the streets are filled with collapsed buildings, overturned cars, debris, rubble. There is likely feral ghouls everywhere. Then there's the Trog problem. However, if we are to make any headway in this forsaken city, we're going to need these streets cleared and pacified. Army recon teams are already conducting sweeps using tactics learned from the West Coast. The EPA is bringing in engineering, construction, and evacuation teams from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, the Department of Industry, volunteers from the West Coast, and even some of the former pit slaves who, despite slaving away in the city, actually want to see something made of it. However, none of them are cleared for work until the army clears the city out of the Trog threat. Work is expected to begin on the east bank of the river. You got this, Koi. So we can begin excavating. So something I want to look at. Oh my god, we have all this restoration command stuff too. Oh, Jesus. We might not get to all of this if I'm being honest. Jeez, oh my god, okay. It was just a cavern toll. Caravans heading north to Amish country have come to us reporting a series of raiders near Duncan's show, harassing them for traveling through. Turning the army, our power-armored forces traveled with them before being accosted by said raiders. When we refused to pay a shootout occurred, said shootout turned into a scrimmage as reinforcements arrived. The scrimmage turned into a battle as more arrived and more military assets were dedicated to the growing fight. The battle turned into an operation as Marines and soldiers were deployed to Duncan's Snow, and the assault saw the raiders defeated in place. Their leader dragged south for trial. The military has established martial law in the area, bringing the problem under control. Raiders? Why is there always raiders? Green Hell Mountain. As our forces move into West Virginia, they've come under fire from a Green Mountain Boys, which is odd as we're nowhere near Vermont. Our oldest records from Navarro indicate that these guys have been fighting us since before the bombs fell. When they took up arms against the U.S. government, pre-war attempts to parley have been met with more dead bodies. They are in there waiting for us and have had 200 years to prepare for this eventuality. However, unlike the pre-war U.S. government, who could have to keep up the venture or the veneer of stability, we don't have to worry about that anymore. We could bring every facet of war we have available, and we have the power of the entire West Coast backing us up as well. Let us put to rest this final chapter of our dark history. They won't back down, and we're not going away. This will only end in bloodshed. Wait, they've been waiting for how long? The Broken Armor Walk. Our patrols near the tri-state area around Virginia, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania have encountered a hostile force of militia who used magnets to kill several of our soldiers and a few robots as well. Dude, that's awesome. That's some ingenuity right there. Use giant magnets against robots and power armor. After falling back, our forces surrounded the area, and while we attempted to negotiate, given Eden's troops were known to patrol here, they wouldn't budge. Speaking to locals, they say those holed up in the area are hostile to anyone who wears power armor. We tried sending in a neutral party of those who trade with them. They returned with a message. The message is as follows. Anyone with power armor, uses power armor, or fraternizes will be killed on the spot. No power armor, not now, not ever. Cheaters never win. Cheaters never win. That's hilarious. Given these settlers and the guy in charge controls the vital road and railway north to Pittsburgh, we can't exactly allow him to continue on. Also, we are not cheaters. Further, how do we fight this man if his magnets can destroy power armor and vehicles? Drop bombs on him from the sky? We have planes, you know. Yeah. This looks like a job for the Slantier. Oh, we're sending in the Slantier. That sounds awesome. Dilemma in Delaware. We've recently been made aware of a situation developing in Delaware Wasteland. Several damaged fishing vessels recently made contact with the reborn Atlantic Fleet. After speaking with the ship's captain, they made their plight about being honest fishermen being hounded by an expansionist mercantile empire out of the port of Man and Truth. Weird name. After listening to them, the captain has requested to investigate the claim per law and order. Given the Coast Guard isn't exactly set up in the East at the moment, he's been given permission. He and a task force will sail to the port of Collapsing Vanity, another interesting name, to investigate the fishermen's claims. He's been instructed to do so with tact, as we don't need U.S. naval assets to be engaged in minor internecine affairs. Keep me posted. To cure all sickness. Our investigations into Buffalo, where stories of a medical facility that cures all sickness has reported back frantically about the horrors uncovered. Upon entering the city, it seemed strangely desperate or deserted, aside crazed and deranged robo-brains that were screaming and hostile. Lo, did they not understand the horrors that awaited them. Upon arrival at the facility, they were ambushed and several members were captured. The survivors managed to, escape after several hours and free their fellows. Jesus, they did that so weird. Along with a dozen others who had also been captured. During the fighting retreat, they became all too aware of what was going on in Buffalo. The facility is indeed curing all sickness by forcing anyone who ventures into the city to be converted into robo-brains. Jesus! That's how they're curing any and all sickness. They're just turning into robo-brains. So, too, was the near fate of our expedition. Had they not called in air support, who rapidly reduced the Mad Doctor's automated force to scrap metal, reinforcements are on the way, along with medical personnel, as it appears there may be still others trapped in the facility waiting to be converted. And they're suffering. We will do what we can, but many may be beyond saving. Eating men in Richmond. The stench of cannibalism has reached as far as Virginia, staining the birthplace of our nation when its caustic touch. The Andel cannibals picture themselves as picturesque Americans flying the stars and stripes. However, caravans refuse to travel in Northern Virginia. What's more, we found emaciated wretches on the outskirts of their old settlements suffering from prison's disease. They say they are American, yet they are the worst kind of humans alive. Even the Legion had dignity at times. The Army has already undertaken a campaign, even bringing in veteran cannibal hunters from Oregon to assist. Veteran cannibal hunters. That's something to be. While we comb Northern Virginia, intelligence has found that many of their abandoned settlements have all have common theme in where the scattered clothes and supplies are heading, and scouts confirmed it. They've held up in the ruins of Richmond, where they fortified the city in fear of retribution. Too bad it won't keep our tanks out. You have a blank check. The operation will begin in 2 days, gets a vent, and then there was silence. Point Lookout. Whew. Scout teams moving south have noted that the area is radioactive swamp and full of just as many horrors as you would think. First among them was the irradiated bogs, which again has proven to be a significant safety hazard, as well as the feral ghouls and swamp lurk population. There were a few unusual occurrences, as such a weird band of brain-scarred tribals, a mansion with a particularly angry old man, and a number of smugglers who weren't happy with being discovered. However, what was unexpected, but a significant threat local, was a mutant swamp folk population, inbred, extremely territorial, and utterly hostile to anything not them. After facing off a few attacks, Army scout teams backed off after identifying their hovels and called in fire support. Dude, they look horrendous. Jesus. Just not the Air Force. The Navy resorted to blasting their hovels and ritual sites with its heavy guns, cratering the land and sending their inbred mutated bodies flying high into the stratosphere. Any survivors were gunned down by Army and Marine hunter-killer teams. A little brutal, but all the same. We've heard nothing good about them. Local sea trackers are currently hoping to set up a trade port at the old fairgrounds now that the place is secure. Well, or what the hell went on there? Jesus, how many more is there? Okay, 2. When Paradise Falls, during our return to Washington, we got wind of a local slaver settlement was deep into slave trade in the capital Wasteland, which is of course is illegal in any place under our jurisdiction. After being told it was in an old shopping center by the name of Paradise Falls, a strike force was assembled and sent into the western reaches of the capital Wasteland. A vertibird flight overhead took fire from those inside the shopping center, defaulting them as hostile. When our troops reached the place, they began picking off sentries as the main power-armored assault force forced their way into the courtyard of Paradise Falls. The firefight was swift, violent, and over as soon as it started. Used to handling the occasional unruly raider or belligerent settler captured for slavery, the raiders had grown soft-faced with actual trained power-armored troops with air support arriving on station as soon as the assault began. The slavers were cut down where they stood. When the dust settled, all that remained were a few moaning slavers and more than a few terrified slaves. When asked who was in charge, one of the slavers pointed to an old movie theater where a man in a red suit lay wounded. Interrogate him. A eulogy for Jones. The head slaver of Paradise Falls is a man by the name of Eulogy Jones. He attempted to talk smooth, but it was clear that the assault had shaken him to his core. With his little slaver empire in shambles, it was clear his attempts at bravado came off more of a shattered man than a brutal slaver. Charged with facilitating slavery and violation of the Constitution, firing on American soldiers, and resisting arrest with intent to harm, Jones was noticeably silent during his interrogation. We finally got him talking. However, when we threatened to toss him into the medical bay where the former slaves were being checked upon by medical staff. From there, he spilled everything, including the logistics of his slave empire and how far it stretched. While it was no Legion operation, for what he had, it was quite the setup, trading from South Carolina to as far as Massachusetts. While there is nothing we could do about that right now, we can make notes about it and potentially secure them in the future. All right, send him to jail. All American food. One of the big problems of operating here in the capital Wasteland is a lack of food. While we've managed to get the Potomac to flow again, the fact still remains that many farms won't be producing sustainable food crops for some time. Further, shipping food from the west runs the risk of, run the risk of pirates or a delayed shipment that could see the residents of Washington, D.C. starve. Sure, the military can get by on rations, but everyone else, no. Thankfully, our predecessors were ahead of their time in creating processed foodstuffs. And one of the largest distributors in the United States, Mama Dolce's, is right here in Washington, D.C. Oh yeah, Mama Dolce's. I actually liked the quests in Fallout 76 from Mama Dolce's. Talking to caravans, we know it has been occupied by a series of strange raiders that are hostile to anyone who enter, which is nothing we can't handle. The army is dispatching a force to go deal with these raiders and bring the place under our control. Mama Dolce's? Why does that sound familiar? Yeah. Oh god, okay. It's communists! Communists in the capital! For Mama Dolce's. Yeah, those little communist robots and stuff that are around that area. When the first units entered, they ended up receiving sniper fire. We expected this and returned fire immediately. After a short firefight, the gunmen retreated inside and our troops followed. As they did, they were met with a well-prepared ambush that stalled the assault. This is incredibly organized for raiders, but after the gunfire died down, one of our NCR war veterans recognized that the raiders were actually speaking Chinese. Fanning out around the building, it appears that the communist Chinese were using the plant as a front for their operations. Because it's funny, because yeah, there is like a room they can go into. And I think during Fallout 4, there was actually a food processing plant that had a communist Chinese like bunker in the basement, I believe. Or it was like behind something, I can't remember. We found propaganda, field manuals, and all sort of other pre-war communist paraphernalia scattered around the place. The army has fallen back to reorganize since they are dealing with a trained professional force and not a ragtag band of raiders. Kill them all. Its events, we will not suffer communists in America's capital. The war is over. So, alright, maybe we can let them live. The Shi, send in the Shi. Alright, maybe we can let them live. Okay, so the war is over, because we did technically set peace with China. So maybe we can let them live. I kind of want to just kill them all, though. Yeah, the war is over. Let's see what happens with that. Let's do... Let's restore the pen. Actually, let's do Vault 87 mutants. I want to do a Vault one. But again, we will be right back. Legit, as soon as I paused, this popped. Governor Holland, I presume. Upon our arrival, we were met with a flotilla of armed merchant vessels who were keen to intercept us. The fishermen told us this was the norm and that they expected a toll per ship to pass. Our naval captain considered that preposterous and sailed ahead. The merchants were ordered to disperse on order by the United States of America's Navy, but they remained unmoved. Well, unmoved until they were immediately cowed into submission after a dreadnought fired its main cannon across their bow. It blew up a hill nearby. Landing every Marine on board in port, the Marines advanced through what few mercenaries that tried to defend the place into the governor's house. Said governor tried to weasel himself out of the situation, but disruption of a government investigation, refusal to follow orders from the United States of America's Navy, he has been arrested and sent south to face trial. The fishermen of Bay Fisheries have agreed to join forces with the government in the United States of America, bringing Delaware to our fold. Welcome to the United States of America. Nice. Okay, again, we will be back. And again, I paused and then this popped, and then there was silence. The interesting part of the raising of Richmond was how quiet it was, surrounded, cut off, and facing the largest army on the continent. The cannibals of... You guys just take a back seat real quick. Of Richmond looked on into the night as aircraft flew above and the sound of vehicles grew louder and louder before the assault. Leaflets were dropped saying any who wished to live could exit the north end of the town and seek treatment. Snipers would provide protection from anyone who would harm them in the city itself. A few dozen exited the town, mostly elderly women and children with the shakes. Records are still sealed on what happened to them due to privacy. What is next has been declassified by presidential order. The first in the city were the Slantier, scout parties moving in and identifying positions, while others moved into the sewers to prevent the cannibals from using it to flee or move reinforcements. Of course, the cannibals never expected the strange furry mammals were sealing their fate. When the fighting did break out, true to form, the cannibals moved into the sewers only to be slaughtered by the Slantier who were ready for them. Boy. Let everyone know we don't negotiate with cannibals. Error. Invalid location or missing victory point for rename. Okay. Alright, maybe we can let them live. The sun rose on the Chinese remnant and the successors to the Enclave's eyes each other in the ruins of Washington, D.C. The Chinese remnant has been waiting for over 200 years for this. They knew command was never coming, but the revolutionary spirit and even more mental conditioning and brainwashing kept them loyal to the idea of Mao. Now the capitalist army was here to drive them out. They beat them back once, and they knew they would not be lucky a second time. So when figures approached, they readied their weapons ready for the fight ahead. Instead, a group of individuals class in what could only be described as traditional Chinese outfits stood at the entrance. A few blinked their eyes, thinking they had finally gone mad after all these centuries. When the group began speaking Chinese, it seemed to break the brainwashing and conditioning. They were welcomed in, and not without a few tears from the remnants. Outside, the United States of America's army waited. Since the president and the emperor's historic meeting, the People's Empire of China had set up a cultural exchange of sorts in San Francisco. As the United States of America and China negotiated on where to put their embassies, it was they who were contacted about the Chinese remnants in Washington, and they had sent their senior cultural leaders to talk to them. Now they waited until hours later they all emerged, though not without a few side glances from the American soldiers. The remnants would return to their homeland under the banner of the People's Empire, while they were distraught that their glorious communist nation was long gone and the United States was still here somehow. They were just happy to see home for the first time in 200 years. I can understand that. I like how that was the option for that. Destruction of Cheater's Refuge. More Slantier. The morning rose slowly over the long-standing machinations of Lawrence. His militia watched the horizon, awaiting for the new power armored foe to arrive. Thrusting or trusting that their magnets would keep them safe, as they always had. No one had broken through the defenses before, and none shall this morning. How wrong they were. A few made note of the strange creatures scurrying around their defenses, writing them off as mole rats or some other furry mutant that moved in during these rapidly changing times. Nor did they notice when sentries on the periphery of the area were taken out where they stood. Some did hear the scurrying of claws and the sound of small boots, but it was likely nothing. What they did notice, however, was Old Glory flying above the base. Much to their astonishment, when the United States of America's main force did finally strike, the defenders noticed that none of their magnets worked. All the generators had been turned off, sabotaged, or disconnected. When a few moved to secure the main power supply, they found it guarded by a dozen hostile, oversized raccoons who were pointing guns at them and ordering them to surrender. Lawrence himself awoke to find 5 of them in his personal quarters, pointing small laser rifles at him. Having locked the door, he was led out to the remnants of his followers to an awaiting force in power armor to be sent for trial. Looking bewildered at the formation of Slantier, who were being praised by a human officer for their work. They never expect the Slantier. They never do. Dude, I love those little furry guys. Okay, if I pause, will something pop up here in a second again? Okay, nothing popped. Okay, we're gonna pause. Okay, and we're back. The tree minders of the oasis. After a few overflights by vertibirds, we indeed located a small rocky vale hidden away from the main wasteland. Detailing a search party, our troops were met by a series of cultists who would not let us in. We tried forcing our way in, and they opened fire with what few weapons they had. Thankfully, vertibird support and a hell of rocket fire had them surrendering rapidly. Apparently, they were afraid we would destroy the plants. Also, helped that the only ones killed were the leaders, Three Father Birch and Leaf Mother Laurel. All survivors were quickly arrested as our troops fanned the area, though there were pleas from the cultists to not harm their god. Our troops, though, I think it's would be our troops thought nothing of it, yeah, until we heard a wheezing voice from afar. Investigating the voice, our troops found what at first appeared to be a massive tree monster. Oh, the tree minders. Jesus, I said 3, didn't I? Or no, did I say tree? I don't even know. I've been reading so much today. Our troops found at first appeared to be a massive tree monster with a human face. While most of our troops were horrified, one of our troops, a ghoul by the name of Kirkland, recognized the face of the tree monster. Taking off his helmet, apparently the tree monster knew of Kirkland too, which was a shock to everyone present. Wait, what? Gets event, meet Harold. He's an FEV mutant. Oh, yep. Meet Harold. He's an FEV mutant. The tree monster is named Harold. Apparently, he used to be a big name in Gecko a few decades back. Kirkland was shocked to see him, and Harold himself was amazed to see Kirkland as well. The two began talking, as well as filling in our officer who submitted the report. Despite looking like an oversized ghoul that has been turned into a tree, Harold is an FEV mutant. From far back the 2100s, part of a crew that investigated Mariposa military base. All he remembers is that he was knocked out and woke up with decaying green skin and a plant named Bob growing out of his head. Sometime after the rig went up, he traveled east, having done so once before to Texas. In 2250, he became rooted in his spot, with Bob spreading spores around the Vale, but condemning Harold to a life trapped in one spot. The cultist we killed worshipped him as a god, something he was not happy about. He said he's had a miserable past couple of decades. There was one kid from Vault 101 who showed up, but he hasn't seen them in a while. Harold is begging for us to kill him, something that Kirkland can't bring himself to do to his old friend. What shall we do? For now, we'll set up research station and try and keep Harold company as we try and think of something. Okay. Oh my god. This episode's definitely gonna be longer than a normal one. I just want to finish it all now. The Army has been waiting to get Fort Bannister up and running for some time, part of a series of small defensive posts to keep Washington secure, along with Fort Constantine and Fort Independence. Fort Bannister itself is a little worse for wear, but when Army forces approached it, they came under fire from the remains of Talon Company, a mercenary outfit we've been having scrimmages with. Locals informed us that this was their base of operations, and we really wish they had told us sooner. Regardless, the Army gathered a few platoons and stormed the base, the lightly armed Talon Company mercs falling back into the lower levels of Fort Bannister, only to be pursued by Army forces. Appears these mercenaries never dealt with anything bigger than a handful of Brotherhood Knights or Paladins, as when facing coordinated Army units, they folded like paper. After a short but intense firefight, a dozen Talon Company mercs were dead, including their leader, Jabico. The fort is ours, however, and the Army is keen to keep it up and running in its pre-war capacity. Good riddance. The Capital Preservation Society. Another instance of Rivet City that was of great attention to us was the Capital Preservation Society, whom we encountered not too long ago when we sent an expedition to recover the Constitution. It seems Mr. Washington was still upset that we basically stole his document, and upon seeing the Navy in the Potomac and the soldiers around him, relented that yes, we were the rightful heirs to the United States government. All those documents belong to us. That isn't to say that we were going to ignore what the man did for his country. Personally shaking hands with the old curator, President Douglas Granite awarded Mr. Abraham with the Presidential Medal of Freedom for his tireless work in recovering and restoring the lost documents and preserving them. Mr. Washington provided a president with a tour of his establishment, though the two seemed to disagree on certain aspects of history. Afterwards, President Douglas Granite invited him out west to the National Archives in New Reno, something Mr. Washington was keen on taking up. That's cool. Perhaps it will be enlightening. Megaton's Megaton. Oh, the Megaton bomb. Megaton is a scrap city built from aircraft remains and whatever else the denizens could drag to it. While scrap shack cities are nothing new, some from a nearby tower are complaining that it is an eyesore and is a blight on the capital of America. What's more, the city was built around a bomb crater of an undetonated nuclear bomb, while a small settlement such as Megaton wouldn't warrant the attention of the president. The fact a nuclear bomb rests in the city's center brought it right to your office. A fine example of post-war living. For the love of God, say you disabled the bomb. Kick everyone out and start scrapping the city. So error and valid location, so add 5 points to unoccupied wasteland. Add production, we lose legitimacy. No, just disable the bomb. Well, it isn't paradise. Our patrols in the area surrounding have brought us to a fortified settlement by the name of Big Town. The long-suffering settlement was welcome to the security we brought and was practically begging to be allowed under our control. After setting up a patrol base nearby and speaking with the locals, they spoke at length about how they all came from a nearby cave system called Little Lamplight. When asking they were kicked out, our soldiers were shocked to hear that they were kicked out of the place for being too old, with the youngest members being a man named Macready. It seems the literal children of Little Lamplight kick out any members of their settlement when they hit the age of 16. A bit horrified at the prospect, the officer in charge of the patrol base is requesting an operation to get the kids out. While it's surprising that they somehow lasted 200 years, even we admit that we can't exactly have a rogue settlement of children being left alone just outside the nation's capital. The residents of Big Town warned us that the kids are hostile to any Mungo that tries to enter the base without permission. However, how exactly can these kids put up a fight against a few soldiers in power armor? My question is, how are these kids having kids? Because if they've lasted this long and they're kicking out everybody over the age of 16, like, these kids must be having kids the moment they hit puberty at this point. Like, the moment they hit puberty, like, 10, 11, 12. They must just be pumping out kids at that point. Unless something else very sinister is happening. And some of you guys could probably guess what I'm pointing out there. That there's not just kids there. That there's something else happening in the background. Though, I hear kids can be quite resilient, gets event, but it's better than nothing. But it's better than nothing. Along with some of the youngest members of Big Town, we entered into Little Lamplight and were instantly held at gunpoint by the Queen of Little Lamplight, which boiled down to a little girl named Bumble. Good thing our troops were wearing helmets, as even reporting it to us after the fact, our officer couldn't help but laugh at the idea of a Queen Bumble. The two representatives from Big Town, a man named Joseph and another named McCready, managed to coax Queen Bumble into talking, albeit at gun and laser rifle point. Our soldiers observing noted that it was clear the harsh realities of the Wasteland had hardened these kids beyond their years. In fact, Joseph and McCready spoke to Queen Bumble as if she was a respected leader and not an angry teen with a speech impediment. The first two spoke that how their lives in Big Town had improved and that perhaps it was time to leave the caves and start a new life outside. They spoke of the food and security that had been brought about since our arrival and that Queen Bumble could be remembered as the one who changed the lives of Little Lamplight and Big Town forever. Oh, so Big Town is where the adults went. Yeah, okay. That's a little funny. Little Lamplight and then Big Town. There was also the subtle fact that if she didn't agree to come with them, the soldiers behind them would force them into no uncertain terms. Looking to the soldiers standing there in power armor, it seems the intimidation factor worked as they reluctantly agreed. Good to hear. Unless the adults in Big Town were having kids and then passing the kids on to Little Lamplight. Little Big Town. The children of Little Lamplight, while hesitant, were led out of the caves by our soldiers to an awaiting truck. Medical teams, that did not say medical, teams assessed the children as they boarded the truck. And several of the teen girls were noted as pregnant. Okay, yeah, so they were, the moment they hit puberty, they were having kids. As well as a few infants born in the past year that were taken for further medical screening. This, of course, gave rise to the dark reality of how they managed to keep the population running all these years. Yeah. Putting that dark fact aside, once all the kids were accounted for, the convoy was sent to Big Town, where the former residents were happy to welcome the kids into their settlements. While Queen Bumble was a little upset at having to give up her position, she was treated fairly well within the community, all whom treated her with respect. It's going to take the kids time readjusting to the outside world, given the fact that these kids had been surviving on their own means indicates it won't be too long or won't be too hard. At least it's the best, and we didn't have to round up a bunch of kids. During the extraction of the kids, we noticed that the radiation in the caverns was quite low, and working with Big Town, we've set up a hydroponics farm within the cavern, which will be able to feed the surrounding area as well as bring more income to Big Town. What a weird series of events. Your voice in the capital Wasteland. The GNR station in downtown Washington, D.C. was both a Brotherhood stronghold and radio station for a man called Three Dog. I remember having to protect that from that, was it Behemoth? I think it was a Behemoth. Three Dog, before our arrival, the station became... I barely remember some of the stuff from Fallout 3. I might have to replay Fallout 3 at some point. The station became famous for those trying to survive, giving out survival advice, general news, and playing music to those who's trying to survive their meager existence and help take down Eden. Then we came along, the West Coast Enclave, and unlike Eden, we won. When we took over, Three Dog barricaded himself inside along with a dozen of his followers. The good fighters, who we know have been stealing or getting help from settlements. He's also taken it upon himself to continue to fight the good fight and directed his energy towards us and our efforts. His good fighters, in quotations, likely aren't stocked up well to defend the place, and a demolition charge can easily knock the wall down and allow our troops to storm the compound. Afterwards, we could set up our own radio and broadcast our message instead. Leash this dog. We will have none of this nonsense. Gets event, Capital News Radio, news you can use. Capital News Radio, news you can use. Hello, this is Capital News Radio, operating out of GNR headquarters right here in Washington. The pirate news radio operated by known agitator Three Dog was put down by American forces after an armored column of power armored troops broke into the building to silence the illegal broadcast. After a brief firefight with Three Dog, paid thugs, the army secured the building, finally bringing the last part of Washington, D.C. under government control. Unfortunately, Three Dog was killed in the resulting shootout. A great blow to American justice, as the criminal disc jockey will never be brought to trial for his actions. While Three Dog's pirate broadcast is now off the air, Capital News Radio, sponsored by the American government, will be giving you the news, along with weather and other updates from the surrounding country. Side as we all work to restore this great nation to its pre-war glory. Shame, Three Dog died. Real shame. Gained 15% stability. Oh my god. Again, we'll be right back. Okay, and we're back with Vault 87. Compared to their cousins on the West Coast, Vault 87 super mutants are violent and of low intelligence and don't stop growing. Already reports of 2-story tall behemoths engaging patrols have issued a request for heavy weapons and vehicles. The locals say they originate from Vault 87, and after checking our, Vault Tech records, we can confirm that the Vault had a mutant strain of FEV and is the source of those monsters. Any attempt at diplomacy has been met with violence. In fact, we don't think they have the mental capacity for diplomacy. We've been left with no choice but to root them out. Fire solves everything, so we lose some stability. The super mutants of Vault 87 are cleared. Don't we have some Legion Centurions still lying around in prison? Send them in. We just lose some manpower. Unstoppable force meet immovable object. Send in our super mutants. So gets event West versus East. The super mutant threat of Washington is removed. God, I want to do the West versus East just to see what that says. The sight of our soldiers talking with the strategizing with super mutants was quite the interesting sight to many onlookers. Ever since they arrived from Broken Hills and Jacobstown, many could not believe the sight of intelligent super mutants working alongside humans. After being briefed and realizing there was no way to negotiate the Vault 87 super mutants, Marcus was left with no choice but to silence them once and for all. In a clash of titans not seen since the plains of Texas, Marcus and some of his best stormed Vault 87 unaffected by radiation and shrugging off the fire from the incoming Vault 87 mutants. Shocked by not only the skill and coordination of Marcus's squad, the 87 mutants collapsed before clashing with them inside the depths of the vault itself. After several hours, Marcus and his team emerged, bloodied but alive. Every last mutant inside Vault 87 has been put down, and thankfully, there's a little FEV left inside the vault. But he strongly suggested, threatened, that it should be destroyed, given it serves no greater purpose to super mutants or America in general. Cleanup teams are en route, along with radiation removal teams, so we can actually enter the damn thing. Thank God he's on our side. And again, we will be back. Okay, and we're back. And I realized that not all of the national focuses actually have things that happen. So like restoring the Pentagon didn't have one, the Capitol buildings didn't have one, rebuilding the White House I kind of guessed would have one. And that's kind of like what we're looking at right now. So the White House itself is literally nothing more than a crater. In fact, our soldiers missed it twice because they at least expected to be standing compared to the rest of the Capitol. They took an overhead flight and exact coordinates to determine that the massive crater was in fact the White House. They took a direct hit from a Chinese nuclear bomb, having nothing but a crater and the former marble pillars jutting out in every direction. Well, that makes sense, as the White House was long considered a Chinese target and is the reason why the president retreated to the rig in the waning hours of the pre-war era. There leaves one question. How did it take a nuclear bomb and was destroyed, yet everything else around the area was perfectly fine? The Eisenhower office building is still in good shape, as are many other buildings in the area. Hell, the golden statues in Lafayette Square are still standing with only minor structural damage to the surrounding area. The fact the White House was utterly obliterated in one of the great mysteries of our time. Regardless, the place is still irradiated, and army teams had to clear out feral ghouls before assessment of the White House for reconstruction can begin. We've rebuilt it once, we could do it again, and we will be back. Okay, we have 2 events that popped. DC's fastest highway even after 200 years. Pre-war, the DC Metro was advertised as a cleaner, faster, convenient, and even cheaper option to moving around DC. A nuclear war in 200 years has not done the Metro line well, and collapsed tunnels, infestations of ghouls, radroaches, giant mole rats, and some super mutant holdouts. Ironically, even with all this, the Metro is still one of the best ways of moving around Washington. Even the rubble that blocks the streets, and before we arrived, the constant gang warfare. Since the surface is likely to be clogged with reconstruction equipment for the next few decades, the Metro is on the line to be cleared, restored, and secured for reopening. Of course, like everything else over here, this is no easy undertaking. Each line will need to be restored to working order, and every station will need to be cleaned out and put in working condition or order for the future use. In total, there are 23 stations to be restored, plus the rail yard north of the city. Sweep and clear teams are standing by, as well as engineering and construction crews being called in from the East Coast or West Coast. Let's get these trains running. Unlocks decision for restoring DC Metro. We're probably not going to restore it. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm just doing like restoring the government. They could deal with that in the future on their own. They don't need me here for that. Capital secure. Talon Company mercenaries have been the scourge of the capital wasteland for some time, taking whatever job paid them, and many jobs paid well. They had their own custom armor, well supplied with weapons, and had a command and control system that followed a clear chain of command. Even our initial scrimmages had them stand their ground, even when we had vertibirds drop missiles on their heads. As evidenced? I don't know what that says. I think that's going to be evidenced by that, yeah. And the bodies of East Coast soldiers we found lying around the Capitol near their positions. It's clear they knew that what they were doing. Holding the Capitol meant they could negotiate with us, seeing that we weren't... Wait, what? Seeing that we weren't willing to destroy it. For the most part, they were right. However, America has gotten pretty unconventional in how it deals with its enemies, and Talon Company is no exception. Likely, they had heard the stories about the Enclave on the East Coast and how they killed anything that was a mutant. So when they heard the sound of claws scraping along the walls and in a few ducts that led to the chambers, they likely thought it was mole rats or even radroaches. The occasional sight of furry little mutants from Nevada, observing them was likely nothing to be concerned of. To be honest, that is quite normal whenever anyone sees the Slantier. As dusk fell, I was thinking ducks like in air vent ducts. As dusk fell, the Slantier moved into position, climbing their way out of walls, ducts, and even out from a hole in the ground. The Talon sentries were expecting hulking soldiers in power armor, and their muffled screams could be heard as they were taken down by the mutant raccoons. The rest of the mercs awoke expecting an attack through the front door, but were rapidly overtaken by the Slantier, who slaughtered them where they stood or slept. There was an attempt at an organized resistance, but by that point, regular army units poured into the chambers, and the Talon mercenaries surrendered. More than one report is about the look on their face seeing our soldiers congratulate the Slantier, even when a few of our soldiers were taking orders from Slantier Lieutenant. Engineer teams are being dispatched to assess the Capitol building, as well as begin plans on how to repair the building outright. Once again, the Slantier proved their worth as Americans. Unlocks decision to repair the Capitol building. We'll be back. And we are back once again. We took the Rivet City national focus. So we can't take this until we actually restore the other Pentagon, Project Purity, and stuff like that through decisions. I probably won't be showing that. I'll probably show the ending of that for the America's Capital. This actually does nothing, it says. So yeah, this does nothing right now, so we don't even need to take that. Outside of that, we don't really have anything else that I feel like will give us a lot of story-based stuff, I don't think. Because a lot of it's just like airfield here, blue team, white team, stuff like that. So I don't really think we need to. I could go about, because I think this restores like Mexico and stuff, right? I'm not sure. No, I don't think so, because I think that just goes against them. I think we can restore Canada through this up here, the Ronto issue, but I'm not 100% sure. We'll test. I'll test it, though. But yeah, let's read this. That's not a city, it's a carrier. Of all the strange sights in Washington, Rivet City has to be the most peculiar. The largest and most secure settlement in all of DC, the city itself is built out of the remains of an old aircraft carrier. While that in and of itself is impressive, it is also the most preposterous in terms of trade, or prosperous in terms of trade, operating several caravans that travel between settlements in the area. Obviously, we are going to rebuild the city. We're going to need the help of the merchants, scientists, and security of Rivet City. We've sent a delegation to meet with the Rivet City Council, but seeing it's a council, we are not looking forward to this meeting. Out west, when news reached that there was a city made out of an old aircraft carrier, many were in arms that a honored U.S. aircraft carrier was being sullied in such a way. Others demanded that we threw them out and restore the carrier to full working order. Given that none of these people can name what the carrier was pre-war, and the fact that the Navy can and has built several already, these people are being ignored. Yeah, I'm gonna say we have several aircraft carriers. How is that thing still floating? Oh, it's beached on some rocks. Gets a vent. This is why we can't have nice things. This is why we can't have nice things. To say Rivet City had problems is an understatement. The merchants were constantly in a war with each other. The population suffered from respiratory problems brought on from the rusting carrier. The science wing just wanted to run their experiments without interference, and the security wanted to maintain law and order in a city that was often at their throats. To our delegation, the answer was obvious. They needed to vacate the carrier proper and move into Washington, D.C. This got the council to agree on one thing, in that they weren't going to do that. Washington, D.C. was a mess, a raider, and a monster-infested wasteland. Our delegation found this amusing and gave examples of our efforts out west. They proposed that once the city was brought back under proper law and order and restored, that the residents were to move into Washington, D.C. proper. First to give in were the merchants, who agreed to it. After our delegation offered to escort the caravans and protect them from raiders, the security branch was offered enlistment in the army or restart the DC police. The scientists were the last to budge, but followed suit, as living alone on a carrier wasn't exactly ideal. When we agreed to restore the Naval Research Institute, they finally relented. Well, I'm glad we came to an agreement. Well, sort of anyway. While the council might have agreed after we strong-armed them, the people of Rivet City were not as accepting of our ultimatum. We only managed to avoid a full-blown riot after Father Clifford of St. Monica's Church managed to calm them down. Despite not being on the council, he represented the people of the city at large. After talks, we agreed to help the residents of Rivet City in getting them housing, and that they all won't be kicked out at once. Once the city streets are cleared and Washington, D.C. cleaned up, they agree to move into the city proper. With this assurance, some even looked forward to it. We're just glad we didn't have to open fire on them. If we're honest, most of the soldiers here are from former NCR in Texas and aren't the traditional Enclave stock that would have fired without a thought. Father Clifford himself has agreed to move his congregation to St. John's Church in Lafayette Square as a sign of good faith once it's up and running. Lucky them, I guess. As we restore parts of Washington, Rivet City citizens will move in. Okay. Once again, we will be back. Okay, so we just finished the Ronto issue. What's going on up there? Scout units pushing into what remains of the city of Canada on the East Coast are reporting back a bizarre sight. First off, west of Buffalo is a raider tribe based around hockey, which isn't unheard of in Canada. but this group is highly organized and very deadly. Further north in the city of Toronto, a decayed AI based on Washington, of all people, that seems to be the catalyst of it all. Regardless, Toronto is Canada's largest city, and a city and surrounding frozen countryside of raiders is a threat to our operations on the East Coast. Units are standing by ready to begin operations, and it is hoped the battle will be short and quick, given how the raiders are used to fighting. Settlers and the occasional militia, being with a massive, well-funded, and equipped army, should be more than enough for them, even if they do have a ersatz Washington AI leading them. The Stars and Stripes fly over Toronto once more. So Hamilton, Bradford, I don't know how to say that, Ronto, and Buddy become cores. Cool. And like I said, this doesn't do anything. I don't know. I don't have the decisions to rebuild those. So I don't know, like, if I'm waiting for something to happen. Like, if I'm having to wait a few days for something. But it's just not happening. And I don't have, like, PP decisions to make for those. So I'm a little confused on those right now. But we will see. I will wait a bit longer. If anything, I'll just command console it, if I'm being honest, just to see what the last event is. Okay, so finally, after just, like, crap events that just really weren't anything, that weren't even that important, we finally got Project Purity online. This is one of the things we need to finish that last focus. After 3 months, Project Purity has not only been a boon to our operations in the east, life is even starting to return to the land once more. As the purified water slowly spreads down the coast, we've noticed a drop in radiation levels that, while insignificant at the moment, mean that the project is working better than intended. Man, I was sitting here, I was just eating some spicy Wendy's nuggets, so my mouth is on fire right now as I'm talking. Since our nationalization of the project, it has fallen to the EPA to manage and maintain the facility, despite some calls from government to rebuild the project somewhere. That is not a national monument to one America's chief founding fathers. Regardless, the EPA has been hard at work not only purifying the water and distributing it among the areas out of control, but studying its design for duplication out west as well. Given our industrial capacity and scientific ability, we are more than capable of reproducing Project Purity across the North American continent, based at river wells and allowing them to purify the water as it flows out across America. Soon, America's waterways will be clean, radiation-free, and purified. And no, not the way the purists wanted. Get those purifiers up and running. Nice, so we can unlock decisions to duplicate Project Purity across the continent, which I'm not really interested in, because we don't need it. We'll be back. Okay, well, I've been pretty much waiting on the other thing to pop up. We might not even be able to do it. It's been so long since I've just been sitting here that I've taken so many other national focuses that just didn't really do much. But I decided to go ring in the New World, because I think we could bring back Canada and stuff. So, and let it see the new one. It wasn't just the United States that ceased to exist on that fateful October morning in 2077. The whole world was engulfed in nuclear flame and fallout that saw the total destruction of lives, cultures, and civilizations. Even as missiles and bombs impacted DC and Beijing, the entire world felt the blast wave of the Great War, and just as many didn't survive. Now, however, with the return of the Enclave and the restoration of the old world's greatest superpower, Douglas Granite finds himself at a crossroads. Will he endeavor to restore the old world similar to what it once was, fixing the damage done to it in the nuclear exchange and bring them back from the ashes alongside America as equals and allies? Or will he pursue the Enclave's dream of the United States becoming the world's policeman, taking over the world bit by bit, or yeah, I think it'd be bit by bit, but until only one flag flying is the Stars and Stripes, while ambition such as Europe, Asia, or Africa might be far off in the future. For none, he can focus on the North American continent and shape the destiny of the New World. So we can repair the continent. Soon we'll have Pax Americana. Realistically, I would go Pax Americana in this situation. Because once you start having other countries, like remaking other countries, give it a few years, those other countries might start having ambitions and might start fighting with you. But if you can just, you know, have one America like this, then you all fall under the same country, and there's no other country that is going to fight with you over power. You know, peace of the world, utopia style stuff. You know, I guess a dystopian, as some people might want to call it. But honestly, I feel like as a human race, most of our issues is because we divide ourselves with country lines, is what I feel. Until the world's fully, like, actually united and looking past the Earth itself is when things will actually get better. We can repair this continent. We will be back. Okay, well, the event didn't pop for Canada to, like, bring them back, I guess. But we did bring back Honduras. But I think it was more or less making them a guerrilla state, probably to fight Mexico and the original controllers of Honduras. And that's why they just kind of, like, popped up there. Because we just pretty much ended up giving them, like, power armor, and they were like, okay, cool, and they're just there now. But yeah, I can't remember where I was. God, dude, where was I? I don't even know. Well, but we'll be back again. Okay, so after restarting my game, I started getting decisions again, so I'm actually able to take stuff, because this all wasn't here before, so that's actually really nice. But I brought back the Mexican Reclamation Zone, which this was Baja. I did bring Baja back first, but then the Mexican Reclamation Zone, they asked me for it, so I gave it to them since it was technically theirs. So we have them. We have the question of Canada come up. We could leave it to where when we annexed them in 2072, because technically the United States did annex them before the Great War. But we will get an audience with the Queen, and we'll just give it back to Canada, because why not? So vampires, cannibals, vampire cannibals? As our teams begin drilling into Merced Station, they took fire from a series of what we thought were settlers living in the station itself. Said settlers were quickly overwhelmed by a American quick reaction team who killed several before the leader of the settlers, a man named Vance, begged for a ceasefire. We offered them shelter above until one of our teams discovered several blood packs and human remains. The remains were raiders, but it was obvious they were eating the body. Said cannibals were rapidly arrested and thrown into a holding cell until it could be figured out what to do with them. Vance, who we've identified as the leader, said that his family is a peaceful people of vampires that are not cannibals, but expresses regret that they all came to him expressing a cannibalistic hunger, asking around in places like Megaton or Canterbury, indicates while they've heard of the family, they've never taken much stock. However, those from the former settlement of Arafu report them as cannibalistic monsters and raiders that killed several of their settlement inhabitants. Vance has said he regrets raiding the settlement, but he had to for his people's survival. We've dealt with cannibals before in Oregon, and vampires is just a fancier name, so they don't feel bad about themselves. Send them to the followers' rehab. Maybe they can get help. Cannibals are cannibals, shoot them. Yep, get rid of them. They've ate people. They've killed people. We will be back. Okay, I am so confused. So I'm bringing back Canada and Mexico and stuff, and I'm slowly, like, giving their territory back through the decision stuff, and same thing with Canada. But somehow, me giving them this territory, they're claiming small swaths of territory within my territory. Like, Mexico has one here, and then Canada, for some reason, has one in Florida. I don't get why. I am so confused by that. Because I was just doing this while I waited, because I'm currently stuck until I get more money. Because I can't finish repairing stuff until I get more money. Because I need 908,000. This has gone up every single time. I just didn't realize. Oh my god. Honestly, I think this is going to be the end. Because I cannot wait any longer to finish this. I can't even use... Oh my god, it's just the Pentagon that needs to get restored. Oh my god, but it's 90 days per each time I get money. Oh my god, and I'm only at 91,000. Will that even be enough to buy that? When's the next quarter? 41 days. Oh my god, okay. I really wanted to get this episode out today, but it's already like almost 10 p.m., dude. I've been at this for hours. Oh my god. Okay, I'll be back. Something else weird happened all of a sudden. We have a war goal against ourself. I don't know how, but we do. Yeah. We have a war goal against ourself. Yeah, United States of America annex. How does that... Dude, my game has just been lagging so hard, and there's been nothing that's been going on. And then, like, decisions... I think we're just bugged at this point with a lot of stuff. I'm just gonna say we're gonna end this here. This is the end of the series. We pretty much did what we wanted to do. It's taken too long to fully reunite Canada. It's taken too long to fully reunite Mexico. Like, I don't think you could really do everything in this mod with the addition of the other mods before you technically beat everybody. So, yeah, we're just gonna call it here. I do hope you guys did enjoy. The next series is gonna be Mr. House. I don't exactly know when I'm gonna start it, because I kinda need a small break from this. Probably for like a day or two. But yeah, I do hope you guys did enjoy. I'm sorry about the long episode this go around. Night Up's out.